Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Weekly Geek. This is your edition for December 9th, whatever. I'm the Mountless Travis now. I'm joined by
I am just Kirkland Patzer.
just Kirk. Yeah, man, what a little I don't know kerfuffle it's been to get to this point. If you're wondering why I'm coming in hot or coming in annoyed, on it, I talked about, hey, this mic might sound a little bit different on Trash Story. Might sound a little bit different because I got to use this stupid cord right here because the other cord that I use that has the better audio that sits on my mount stand, but the mount I'm missing a piece. Don't know where it is. Have no idea what happened to it. Don't even remember putting it down anywhere. And then Taylor, which he did say, oh, this might not be the exact one, but I'm gonna say when we were talking about this, shared the link very quickly, and I just because he's like, oh, I know nothing, blah blah blah. So I didn't know he would just blindly throw out anything. I thought he kind of had an idea. Maybe he'd looked into this before and like,
That's
oh,
kind of
hey,
wild. Just throw up a random link, be like, pick something like this.
well, I thought that link meant that he had some knowledge on the situation. I'll say, granted, yes, I should have looked into it more, so I get it today. It's just like it's a fucking screw that doesn't fit at all. It's a screw that's in the mic. It's this right here for people the audio. You see this gold one right there? That's what I got again. So I got 3 of those. So I'm set if those ever break. I'm set if I ever need one of those. But the problem is I don't need that right now. I need something that hooks to my mouth sound now. And because then he gives me this music story. He's like, oh, we'll go here. We'll just call him. It's like, I don't even know what I'm fucking looking for. We don't even know the exact size of this thing because it just came with the stand. So like,
I sent you a part. Come on
what?
now.
Yeah, is that you think that's the exact one though?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah,
I'll give you a Taylor guarantee on that one.
yeah, sure it will work. And like I don't even know. I was trying to find that one on Amazon. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, so only 4 stock and left Amazon. It's a what is it? Mic stand. You think he's gonna understand this? Mic stand adapter. You know,
Oh yeah.
threads, female to what?
Just
one cool.
show the photo to the gentleman, or I guess you're not going in there.
If I were to phone him,
If you're to phone him, just read it out.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's his job. He's an expert. He gets paid to do that.
No, I'll get the fucking kid who's just got a job there
stoner
for Christmas
who has no idea what the fuck you're talking
we
about.
don't sell any adapters and stuff. So it's just like a question of do I order tonight? And even then, the earliest it could. What is the earliest right now? It just says arrives 13 days before Christmas. When is that? What's 13 days before Christmas?
Why do they have to give you a riddle? Why don't they just give you a fucking date?
I know, right?
I don't know how to bring up my calendar.
Just says a free delivery Friday, December 12th. But again, after Friday, I'm done podcasting. We got Wednesday. We got Thursday.
That's it, eh? You're done?
Well, no, just for the week. So it's like I get them at the
Oh,
end, but we got
makes
some
sense.
important casts. So I guess I'll try. But yeah, so I apologize. So if anyone's listening live and Kirkland sounds a little bit quieter or vice versa, let us know because we can adjust because this cord only lets it go so high, which is weird because it's like a better audio cord. But I don't know. That's my fucking luck I got today. So how you doing, Kirkland?
I'm doing pretty good. I just really realized today that I only have next week and then I'm off for the break, which is kind of crazy. I feel like Christmas is coming fast and it's even faster now. Yeah, exactly. So after week 4 there, I'm going to be off for 2 weeks and then probably forget everything I've been learning and then we'll go from there. But no, I'm doing pretty good. School's going good. I got my new PC. This is my first cast on the new PC, so this is kind of a big. I'm at a different angle right now, so it's a little bit throwing me off.
Sitting down again?
What's that?
I said sitting down again.
Yeah, I was feeling a little tired today, so I decided to sit. But I definitely will be trying some more standing casts. Because I don't know, I was surprised last time I had the stamina to last as long as I did. I thought I was gonna make 1 hour. I made it 2. It was a long cast. You, me, and Taylor did, but. Fun time, nonetheless. But yeah, it's going pretty good. My Vikings finally won a game, which was kind of surprising. They beat up a very beat up team that's on like a 9-game losing streak, but we'll take it. So yeah, thumbs up all around.
And a team that's like half dead, they've lost their top running back.
They're even more dead
receiver.
after playing my team. So there you go.
Yeah, they lost their tight end. Yeah, that was brutal. But my team, King of the North right now. Top
King of the North.
We're just one Seattle loss away from being top of the NFC, which would be pretty nice. It's okay. I still don't have faith. I did say, for people, this is football talk if people don't know, I did say I kind of gave up on Josh Allen. I am starting to restore the faith a little bit and think it's possible.
He's cooking.
Packers, I still can't get there. I won't get there until like the Super Bowl's over and I see that score. Like
Yeah.
I will never ever believe that for this current coaching. Not bad coaching, but yeah, for the first time after 14 weeks, I'm not last in the fantasy draft in a fantasy league. So that's nice. Finally, after the worst luck of all time, which we will talk about people in the draft, we will try to set up. I know we got our last after 9 regular in a couple weeks. I'll try to set up one, but it might not happen just because it's very busy for all of us. So we're gonna try. If not, it'll be in January. Luckily, January doesn't have too much stuff going on. So I apologize. We want to try and do it in December, but it's just been crazy. And yeah, we could have a crazy week. Dylan did a soul side quest. We did episode 7, me and Dylan. I did Travis Told You About the Paramount stuff, trying to do a hostile bid, and then lots of stuff. Patrons, soon you're going to be getting start for the producers. You're going to be getting a commentary for Stars Force, or not, God, Rise of Skywalker, then soon Scary Movie. You guys get some 2026 exclusive content early. And then also, I don't know when, but I know patrons, soon you'll be getting it. We're going to be reviewing A Silent Night, Deadly Night, that won the Christmas. Did you?
Jesus Christ, man!
you
I just
really-
watched that like before this, so it's pretty fresh. I won't talk about it, but
No.
what a flick!
I think it's going to be a fun review, though. That's what I'll say. I think it's going to be a good time there. So look out for that. And then, yeah, on the Thursday, we for sure got the Video Game Awards breakdown. So that'll be a combo of us. My hope is, again, tonight, everything was going fine until literally the mic thing was the last thing I did. I was like, oh, Emily told me it's here. Oh, here we go. Can't wait. And then I open up, and that delayed me watching trailers. But the babies went down easily. I could have been good at like 7:45 until this fucking mic stand business happened. So hopefully I'll be there, but we're going to be doing the Video Game Awards breakdown. And then, I don't know, I don't want to promise this, but as of right now, there is rumors we're getting a Supergirl and Avengers Doomsday trailer on Thursday. So it might be a double Video Game Awards breakdown and then a bonus episode of that, because that would be pretty big. So it could be a very spicy, juicy week. It already is a juicy week, but this could be like the beginning or in the middle of The Shining, where the blood is coming through the elevator. That could be us, but with the juice, you know?
I hope it's juice over blood. That's a pretty visceral visual.
Yeah, true. I also think in the new year we have to, because in the Geekverse realm in Discord, which go down below, join the Discord. We're always talking about, there's a football channel, there's a wrestling channel. The gimmick is back this Sunday because, can you believe it, Kirkland? John Cena's retiring this weekend, so we're going to be...
Is it happening this weekend? That's
It's
funny. I
happening
was
this
listening
weekend.
to
Saturday's
his
the last
podcast
match.
that he was on today, and he was talking about one more show, and I guess that's the
What
one.
podcast were you listening to?
Just one that he appeared on.
You're listening to Joe Rogan, you bastard.
I haven't listened to it in a long time. Okay, John Cena, the wrestler, was
I
what
listened
pulled me
to
out of
it too.
retirement. Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is, like, there's a joke in the wrestling community, which I agree with, is like, John Cena's an interesting guy, but he also barely answers any of these questions. He's like at times such a rope. Like, they're just very
Very
safe.
blanket. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I was like, oh, Joe Rogan, like, I'm sure he'll get some stuff out of him. But then the only thing I found with Rogan, which he had, God, who's that guy on? The comedian.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And that's a guy, like, obviously, like, him and I politically aren't really aligned. But, like, there's lots of comedians that aren't politically aligned that I find are funny. Even on that podcast, I was like, man, get this guy out of here. Like, I just was not enjoying any of the jokes.
Every time they get a wrestler on, he goes
I
on there.
heard. Yeah, I heard. So, but that was the problem, too, with Joe. It's like there's so much stuff he doesn't know about wrestling. It's just they'll talk about the most basic stuff, and it's fine. But Joe just sounds like a simpleton. He's like, "Oh, you do? Oh, what this?" And it's like, "Well, we got to explain to you what a heel turn is." And it's like 20 minutes just telling what. Like, just say he turned into a bad guy. That's all you needed. Like the problem with, and like there's multiple things Tony was like getting wrong too. I was so mad. This dude just was at a show last week. He's like, "Yeah, I think it was so and so." It's like I'm not even watching Weekly right now, but I could tell you. But he's like, "Oh, I'm a massive fan of the product." It's like. Whatever. It just don't say that. Just say like, oh, I like wrestling, but he's like, oh, I'm a master of the heels, and he starts listing stuff off. It's like, no, man, like I don't know what's going on there, but no, I listen to it too. No, before we get into the news, like Joe Rogan, I think, is a great interviewer. He just has some like, I don't know, some interesting takes that are a little iffy, especially the past couple years. But as an interviewer, he can be the best easily any given day,
Yeah, absolutely. I used to listen to a show all the time, and then now it's pretty much just like if a name pops up that I'm interested in, I'll click it
Yeah.
there. But I'm only like a quarter in, and it's just fascinating hearing him talk about like his relationship with like painkillers and stuff, which is like
Oh
the
yeah.
complete opposite to Perk Angle, and
Oh
just hearing
yeah.
like his wild
I had 30
stories.
doctors prescribe me 10 Percocets a day.
John Cena's like, I haven't had a single pill on any of my surgeries. Like he's just
Yeah.
so clean. So, but I don't know. It's entertaining enough. I haven't really been listening to like anything at all since I've been in school. So it's like my drive to and from school. That's just what I'll
Right.
put on. So it'll probably take me a week to get through it. But
Yeah.
yeah, interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I listened to him. I feel like it must have been when a wrestler was on. I think that was about it. But honestly, just with podcasts in general, I'm pretty behind right now because I'm trying to catch up on movies for this year and stuff. And I guess we can quickly transition to what we've been watching. But that's what I said in the Discord. I want to, at some point, our bread and butter. I feel like we have to differentiate between what's juicy and what's gasoline, right? Because as juicy was becoming our thing, but then after the oh god, what's it? Top Secret Retro, which I appreciated. People were dropping the gasoline emojis unprompted. Juice, we got going. Gasoline was unprompted. So
What the hell is this stuff?
Gasoline.
Shout out to
For the people that
legendary
don't know. For the people that
Chocolate
don't know.
Moose. Yeah, go check out our Top Secret. So I feel like we have to maybe on a bread or butter or originals decide what's juice and what's gasoline because they should be different, right?
like
'Cause
that.
So I've been trying to think like. Is news gasoline like some big news, but then
It
like
can be.
fun stuff juicy? Like that's what I mean. Like that's what we'd have to really get down the line. To.
In my
But,
mind, there's like a pretty clear, like if you showed me comparing two different things, I could just quickly be like, oh yeah, that's juice or that's gasoline. But like it's harder
Yeah.
to just describe what the difference
Right.
would be. So that'd be a fun conversation.
it's a feeling. Maybe that's it. It's
Yeah.
just a feeling, but we'll see. So yeah, lots of stuff on the feeds in the next couple of weeks. We got Avatar next week. Kirkland and Taylor got that. Me and Dylan got Fallout. And then, yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff. And even January, we're talking about a couple of trailers today. It's like Scream's just around the corner. Bone Temple's just around the corner. It's going to be, Kirkland said a couple, I think it was 2022 or something like that, best year yet. But it could be. We got some big stuff
No, that was
brewing
like
next
the
year.
2019 Endgame year, I think is when I dropped it.
I
Because
think
it was
it
like
was,
actually our
yeah.
best year.
Yeah, but
At that time.
2022, yeah, at that time, 2022 still the GOAT year. But there was some stuff coming that I think 2027 could be prime. We got Starfighter, an
Oh, yeah.
Avengers movie, the Batman 2,
Fuck
and we're gonna be
yeah.
talking about Avengers movie in a second. But Kirkland, since last time, I know now you've done 3 newscasts between a Weekly Geek, a GV episode, and now this. Do you have anything to add on the what we've been watching section? We got news today about Avengers Doomsday. We'll talk about some rumors. We got some Venom rumors for the Venom boy over here.
Hell yeah.
We got some actually Aragorn and Lord of the Rings rumors. So I didn't even plan this. It just the past couple days just became very Kirkland centric. And then a couple of trailers. But before, as always, we get into the news. We talk about what we've been watching. Kirkland, you been watching anything?
Yeah, I finally threw on some Christmas flicks, which has been
Nice.
nice. So, a couple days ago we put up the tree as well as threw on Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. Home Alone 1 is like the staple. Watch it every year, but Home Alone 2 hasn't always been in the mix, but at our top secret gift exchange, somebody got turtle doves in my house, which she wasn't super familiar with, so we had to throw on Home Alone 2 and get familiar with the turtle doves and the pigeon lady and all that stuff. Home Alone 2 is like fantastic. It's just so hard for me to like be sold on, and like I'm kind of countering myself by saying like everything's subjective. You can all go that route, but like Home Alone 1 is just so clearly the better movie to me than Home Alone 2.
Fuck, Kirkland's Wi-Fi has been a big pain lately. I don't know what happened there. No,
Like
that's
the whole pigeon lady thing is just so fucking like
That's bad.
what are we doing here? What
But
are we
so
doing?
is the guy across the street. The
Is
fun
it though?
Yes,
Because this is like the different version of that.
It
It's like, hey,
is.
we can't do the same old dude with the shovel. How can we do it?
Have like a guy in his 60s talking about how he deals with adult issues, he just seems like such a simpleton. It's just like, what? Like,
He's just
I
an
don't-
old man who's lonely on
yeah,
Christmas.
I don't like Bird Lady. I'm somebody. I make jokes about the salt guy. I think there's big problems. Like, don't get me wrong. Everybody's going through what they're going through. But when she's like, "Oh, someone broke my heart, and I never trusted anyone ever again," it's like,
She
but
just
how are you
became
homeless?
a pigeon lady.
Yeah, like that doesn't explain. Like, I had my heart broken many times, and like again, maybe there are people out there, but it's the way the story goes. And I think I said this on the pod already because I talk about this. But my because we watched it last week or two recently, she says that like, "Oh, my heart got broken. I could never trust anyone again, and now I'm out here." And Kevin just dead ass goes, "Well, that's dumb." That like, he's a kid, like, he doesn't sugarcoat it at all or say anything. He just like embarrassed. Like also, there's no one else around, but just an embarrassing, just addressing of her. You know.
Yeah.
So
No, 100%. And I don't love that aspect to it. I also feel like
yeah,
just like the
first one
parents.
hasn't got this. So,
Oh, there you go.
It's more than I do. Besides, I'm probably going to spend it on stuff that'll rot my teeth in my mind.
Audition for your generosity. I'm gonna let you select an object from that gesture.
Okay?
It's just the way he says here.
I could have two.
Got peanut
Well,
butter.
Most replayed too.
I could have two.
Well, 2 turtle doves. Now tell you what you do. You keep one, and you give the other one to a very special
this guy some
person.
water.
You see, turtle doves are a symbol of friendship and love.
And you know what's funny in Home Alone 2, though? They do this beat where they make you think he's a ghost, but then he comes back at the end of the movie. It doesn't make sense. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Kevin gets this, and he walks away, and he looks back, and he's gone. But then he sees a picture of Mr. Duncan. It's like, oh, fuck, that's the toy owner. What happened here? But at the end, Mr. Duncan's just speak with the police and whatever. So it's a weird moment. But yeah, there was just something about him saying turtle doves. And it was like, not my whole life, but it was one time just I was watching. I was like, what's going on? And he says it a lot of times. So
Yeah.
luckily, one year, Emily, for Christmas, people can see the tree back there, got me turtle doves. And
Nice.
they are my favorite ornament. So
And I got turtle
Yeah,
doves
you
now,
guys will,
or
yeah.
Shay does at least on our tree.
you're one of
and-
my friends. We'll be friends forever.
yeah,
As
you,
long
you,
as you
you
have
give to
my
someone
turtle
very
dove.
special in your life. It's like your best friend.
Yeah.
And like Kevin just gives it to this crazy pigeon lady in the park. It's like, okay, I don't know.
She's
I
like,
get
"Kevin,
it.
I heard you got a bunch of gifts for Christmas. What about those? You know, because he
It-
comes up from all those presents from Duncan's Choice Test. Like, here you go. Here's just a cheap ornament and whatnot. But I will
Yeah.
say, I feel like I like the traps better. I think that's one thing I can
Yeah,
for sure say. The
that's
traps
good
in
evolution.
two, like
That's fair.
top the other one. You know,
But like they can't get better, or how do I rephrase that? They got to get better because of how good they are in the first. That's why it's just like the first is just a perfect blueprint for like what the formula of a Home Alone movie is. But
then the second did the master build. And again, as we talked about in person, the first one does not have Tim Curry, which Tim Curry is.
yep, that's fair.
Everything. That's one thing that's on the first one. That whole tape recorder bit, and when he comes in there, he's like, "Get out of here, you little pervert!" That whole Tim Curry's face. My God, everything is fantastic.
It is fantastic. I gotta put it below for that reason. Also, just like the parents are so fucking stupid. Like especially
yeah.
just their
Worst
attitude
parents
of like,
ever.
did we forget anything? Like, nope, got Kevin this time. Like, and it's just like, I don't know. I get it. They're rushed and everything, but just like my mind is so blown when they're just like rushing through this airport and like nobody checks on Kevin
Especially
at all,
after
even though
last
he
year, you
literally, yeah, last year they went through this and like they don't learn
Yeah.
from themselves. And like I just feel like the dad is like gaslighting the wife at like multiple times. It's like no, he's fine. He's totally fine. Like you're totally
We did the
worrying
count.
about
We did the
nothing.
count.
And then they end up fucking losing him again. But they're still fun watches. Like it's still just such a spectacular film. But
Yeah.
just
You
watching
want a
them
third
back
one?
to back, it really stood out on like, okay, yeah, number 2 is just a lot lesser in my opinion.
It's fun to be wrong.
We're not
want a third
going
one?
on.
Like a
I
proper
don't think
third
so. I don't think so. I don't know. We still got other flicks. Shay watched The Grinch without me, but I really want to watch it, so we're gonna watch that again, like the Jim
Yeah,
Carrey
but
one.
Everyone's
And
still
then-
alive. Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern's still alive. Catherine Harris still alive. You know, Macaulay, he's making a comeback. Like, I feel like now's the time. I wouldn't pizza bet it, but I feel
For another one?
strongly within the next 3 years they're gonna do.
Didn't we just talk
something.
about this?
I
or
think
no,
off
it-
cast.
Yeah,
I think
okay, yeah,
off
that's
cast we did,
okay.
Yeah.
I was having a
Maybe, I don't
moment
know. It all
there.
blends together.
Yeah, I mean, because they just had like their 35th year anniversary, didn't they?
Something like that. So wait for that 40. Perfect. Well,
But like I heard like David Stern, that's his name, right?
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern. He's like a recluse now. I heard he's like 68 or something,
They put him
retired off
back.
in the fucking in the Yellow Star, wherever.
I think you do a cameo, but you get new people. That would be fun. That we should do that another time. That maybe we'll talk about that on After 9. I'll remember that. I want to know who, because people. I say this to Emily all the time. Like people always worry about the kids, but I feel like they never worry about the actual robber as well too. Like that was the problem with Home Alone 3.
Mhm.
It's like I'm not gonna say none of these actors were good, but they weren't up to snuff as far what Pesci and Stern were doing. I feel
Yeah.
like we'd have to like who would be the two actors nowadays? Where I feel like you get a cameo of Sticky Bandits, they're in prison, but then new actors now. So start thinking of that up. I'm not.
Yeah, I wonder who the good duo would be together.
Yeah, you gotta get that there, and that's where I will. Unless you have anything else you've been watching. Oh, what? No, he's You're what are you on? Daniel Stern acted just like a year ago. 10 episodes in a TV series.
Since then, he's been reclused. He's not doing anything.
He's an upcoming project. Everything's peachy. I think he
Never mind then.
maybe he was, but
My source. I got to check in on my source then, on that one.
he even did
What
a
else did I
YouTube
watch?
short. Home Alone Wet Bandit resurfaces and responds to Kevin McAllister's threatening video.
Okay,
Fuck.
the fuck is that?
Okay, that's fine. Let's move on.
Shay and I just started Mighty Nine, which is the same people that did Legend of Vox Machina. So like Critical Role team. This is just like a different campaign that they've done. Legend of Vox Machina, definitely one of my favorite TV series of all time. It's just so well made, and so far loving Mighty Nine. It's just more of the same. It's like I don't know if it's the same world or not. I'm sure someone that's listening to this knows that, but I'll have to check, but it's phenomenal. I think it's just all the same like voice roster too, just playing different characters. Obviously they're playing their characters that they did the campaign with, and really vibing with it. I've never really watched like Critical Role, like them actually do their campaigns, but man, like Legend of Vox Machina, 10 out of 10, if not more than that. Like it's just such a perfect show, and like already in this, I'm totally vibing. So yeah, it's coming out strong, and I'm vibing with it, and I recommend it. On Amazon Prime.
Very nice. Before we transition to what we've been watching, because it is a Patreon question, the only one we got today, but it was fitting at the Christmas movies, I will bring it up here from Cocktail Clay. He asked, he said, if you could cross over two Christmas movies, what would they be and why? For me, I think we left money on the table by not having diehards Sean McClane meet Riggs and Murtaugh from Lethal Weapons. Those characters would kind of just bounce off each other so well. Not a day goes by that I don't think about this. I think that'd be a great crossover, even though, Clay, I think your answer is wrong. Like you said, like what was that? Just to be clear, you said if you could cross over two Christmas movies. There's just
Good
one
choices,
there.
Clay.
I don't think. I think you're probably in that camp that's thinking Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Sir, you would be wrong. It's a movie that takes place at Christmas. It's a movie you can watch during Christmas, like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. But it is not a Christmas picture. I would pick in what we were just talking about. It's a tough time I had, but this one's obviously everyone loves Home Alone, so I'm going with Home Alone. But I'm also going with my personal favorite, a movie I don't care. I will give 10 out of 10 stars, even if I know it's a guilty pleasure. Jingle All the Way. If we could get peak 90s Macaulay Culkin with peak Arnold,
Oh man,
like that's my way of like, let's say there's some misunderstanding.
taking Sinbad in there.
And fuck, man, Sinbad. Imagine Sinbad going through all those traps.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. Like, that's why I say there's some misunderstanding, and this time Sinbad and Arnold are the people that are, like, trying to get in the house, and Kevin's doing that
that's
stuff.
so good.
But to me, the way it ends is, like, Kevin becomes friend with Arnold's son, Jamie, and, like, I just have to pick the perfect ending where they're all, like, together, eating dinner, whatever. You know, like, I don't know if it is not Turbo Man related, but that's how I do something like that where Kevin has something or has done something cheeky, and they're trying to get in there. And I don't know. That's something that I would have. Like, I don't know if it would make sense, but like the actual plot of getting there. But again, like Sinbad character was literally trying to, like he was trying to kidnap a child in that movie. So it's like it's not too far. And even Arnold, like he's a pretty shady guy in Jingle All the Way when you really think about it, right? Like he's a good guy in that. But if you break it down just by character writing wise, terrible person, awful father, one of the worst Christmas characters of all time, but I love him. I love that movie so much. So that's what I go as Home Alone, Jingle All the Way, absolutely. I think, and Arnold's reactions to some of those traps, like imagine him doing the Marv shaking one more skeleton, like, and the sound bites, Arnold's voice, like it'd be Christmas magic. It'd be fantastic. So
Marv.
Marv, stop.
Yeah. I like your picks. Good picks there.
Thank you.
I mean, talking about what people deem to be Christmas or not, when it comes to certain movies, I'm gonna drop Eyes Wide Shut as one of my Christmas movies, and I'm gonna combo it with The Night Before. Imagine the Night Before guys coming across, maybe like Michael Shannon's Maybe Michael
Yes.
Shannon's running these parties or something. Like, who knows?
Oh
But
yeah.
just having Tom Cruise coming across these three amigos, that could be some fun stuff there.
It'd be interesting to see if if you could get Nicole Kidman back. Like, could you imagine if we get an announcement ever Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise doing a movie again together? That'd be massive. That'd be
Michael
huge,
Shannon's
but-
just like railing her or something.
yeah, they can be divorced and be off screen. That's funny because there was one time, I think he did an interview with about. I think it's in his book, but I think in an interview with Howard Stern, Seth Rogen talked about how like Tom Cruise was like kind of silently like trying to pitch them on Scientology. And I should try and find the clip, but he was doing it in like a really subtle way. It was like him and Judd Apatow, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you just don't really understand though." Like, and he just kind of kept coming back to it. And eventually, when they're like, "We're not really interested in this," like he kind of stopped. I should find the whole thing here because I don't want to. Let's see. Try. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. I got to bring this up because it's just the way. It's just what we don't know about Tom Cruise and the character he is. Oh man. Okay. Here we go. It's only like 2.5 minutes.
He gets a call that Tom Cruise is now thinking he wants to do comedy. The real comedy is what happened when you went to see Tom Cruise. First of all, this is the movie. I love that you had to pee so bad that you peed into a Snapple bottle to meet with Tom Cruise.
I stopped halfway up the driveway, kind of in the woods above Sunset Boulevard, and I peed in a Snapple bottle in my car. Absurd. Back down the drive to Rack. But he was that man is determined to
Okay, here we go.
Make me look crazy because I'm costing the pharmaceutical industry so much money because he's
Yes.
against,
He's against pharmaceuticals. And then, the wording goes, and it's like with Scientology. He said, if you let me just tell you what it was really about, if you let me just give me like 20 minutes to like really just tell you what it was about, you would say, no fucking way. No fucking way. I remember being like, I remember like the wording was, I was like, is that a good thing to be saying? Is that a bad thing to be saying? And I remember saying like, if you let me tell you about Jewish people, you would say, no fucking way, man. No fucking way. And then I remember there was this very like loaded moment where he says this to us. If you just gave me like 20 minutes to tell you about this, you would say, no fucking way. And me and Jen are looking at each other and I'm like, is he going to bite? Am I going to bite? How can we come out of this? Are we strong enough to have him do this to us and not be converted? I don't know if I am. I'm generally a weak-willed, weak-minded person.
That's basically the gist of it. So I just
God.
love
Just
that.
picturing Tom Cruise doing that to him too.
You'll say no fucking way. You know, we got to prepare for that, Kirk. When we ever get our script brought or something like that, we got to prepare for that meeting. You know, and
I'll hear him out.
I would love to hear the pitch. I would
Yeah.
actually I would hear the pitch. I want to, like, not saying I'm going to join, but I would love to see him in his full glory. Like, hey, 20 minutes. Let's see what this is all about. You know.
At the end, I would just.
Yeah, or he'd be throwing you off that if you were,
Or yeah, depending on how I respond to his pitch.
Yeah. I would have been watching. So I guess I'm not trying to rub this in. So I hope you do get to see it. But Kirkland, Kill Bill on the big screen was.
I'm
it was
jealous.
something else. The whole Blue Lees and Crazy 88s, like the whole movie was great. I've always loved Kill Bill, I'll say I've always really enjoyed To Kill Bill. I can't remember where I ranked it on the retros and the rankings. I think it was like at least. It's tough because we did the volumes and probably separate. Like one was 9, one was 8.5. But like to watch them together, there was an intermission. But man, this is now something that I think I would have to give. Watching it together, I'd have to give it a 10. Like. All spliced and out, and man, it is well directed. But when you're seeing on the big screen, like I said, the Crazy Eights fight, my God, that was there was chills. My adrenaline was pumping. It was so crazy, and it was super loud to the point where I thought it was maybe a little too loud. You know, I think the theater maybe could have went like a decibel down, but no, it was. I do appreciate the movie, but I really appreciate it. And that's the thing where it's like, okay, most times when you see a great movie on the big screen, it's even better. But oh my God, it was It was incredible. I was very happy because it was still that 4.5 hours. I was like, oh, that's a tough time, but I wasn't tired at all. It breezed right by. Yeah, like volume 2 or the second act or second half obviously is a bit slower, but no, it was phenomenal. It made me want to rewatch like everything Tarantino again. I know we not too long ago watched Pulp Fiction as Golden Geeks, but want to watch Django. So yeah, that was. If anyone hasn't seen it and you are a fan, or if you haven't seen Kill Bill, I would recommend going to watch that. Go ahead, Kirkland.
I think I thought they were done after Thursday, but it looks like they have a couple showings on next Friday. And
That's good.
I'm off in the day, so I might go to the 2:15 showing.
Yeah, because they didn't update it at that point. So I hope, and I think it did like relatively well for like a re-release this week. So is Friday actually up now? Because I was trying to wait to see.
December 12th, 2:15. I think I'm going to this.
Fuck yes, we did get okay. So when is? Because what I've been waiting for is this bad boy. Is they're doing the Grinch re-release? That's what I've been waiting for. What?
I'm so used to you. I just thought you were going to show a big black object on your phone.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any black objects.
Also,
on my
Silent
phone.
Night, Deadly Night in theaters. Is this a new?
Well, that's the remake. We're gonna get into it on the retro.
I'm
That's
so
why
out
Maddie
of
put it
the
in.
know when it comes.
Yeah,
to that
that's why
movie.
Maddie put it in. But okay, cool. So yeah, Grinch. Yeah, no, definitely go see it. If you got time Friday,
That's
absolutely
awesome.
recommend. It was fantastic. I will say, because you might have heard about this, after the credits, there is that last chapter, Fortnite animated special he directed. Don't fucking bother. Don't do it. I didn't stay. It felt like brain rot. It's literally like set in like the Fortnite world. So it's like, I don't believe this is a lost chapter.
Oh, it's an actual Fortnite. I thought you meant like
It's
describing a
animation.
Fortnite.
Yeah, and it's
okay.
like some chapter about, some person going to the bride. Because at first I was like, okay, and it wasn't going well. I was sitting there, I was the Homelander gif. I was okay, this is not good. I got probably about 3 minutes into it. When I stood up and left was when they showed the pussy wagon. They showed the back of it, and it was a picture of a cat, and it said wagon. I was like, okay, I'm out. Because, like, there's no way, like, you can say Tarantino directed this, but it's like, really? Like, Tarantino would do that? And I get it, because it's playing in Fortnite, and that's for kids. But the second I saw it, it's like, okay, this is a neuter Tarantino, so you can if you want, but to me it was not. Even the 3 minutes I saw was not worth it. Like, I'm sure it's going to be online one day, but, yeah, absolutely recommend if people have any interest, definitely go see it. It was fantastic. Nothing is beats on the big screen there. Andrew Coatsworth says, "How are you guys doing tonight?" I think we're doing well. After Taylor messed up my mic stand by giving me the wrong piece to order, and then Kirkland laughed, but then he got his windbreaker eaten by his dog, so that's karma. Yeah. And then, you still have it on there though. That's like a condom that broke at the half, and you're still using it. Like, oh, it's good. I got a condom on, but like
looks like it's working from the outside.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, there you go. It's already online. It premiered on Fortnite. There you go. Watch it there, Kirkland, and that's it. But,
Do I need to though?
No, don't.
Yeah.
Don't. I'm not gonna watch. It was not good. But yeah. So we got, and Taylor was laughing too at the whole mic business. So he has some bad karma coming around. He said he had a friend coming over tonight. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's gonna try to make the moves on him or Madison or some. Give me an awkward relationship. Who knows? What else have I been watching? I've been, let's see, I'm catching up on 2025 movies, so I'm still watching 6 Feet Under. I watched Oh, What Fun. That's that Michelle Pfeiffer Christmas movie.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Prime.
There's some names in there, isn't there?
There's a lot of names. There's Dennis Leary. There's Dominic Sessa, who I'm a big fan of. There's Jason Schwartzman. There's Felicity Jones. There's Chloe Grace Moretz.
Right. Yeah.
And there's somebody else. And obviously, White Gold Michelle Pfeiffer. It's, if you like those people, I think it's like worth a watch, but I also don't think you have to like run down the streets and bang on the door. You don't got to become Arnold in Jungle, or not Jungle Man, and Jingle All the Way, because it's all right. It was a fine enough time. It's one of these things where I feel that happens a lot with streaming, where it feels like a VH, like in the 2000s, a straight to DVD movie, but now we have like great actors doing these, right? So it makes them better, but they're still just kind of, I don't know, they kind of go back for if it's going to be like a regular comedy or kind of over the top. Some really bad CGI snow and ice breaths. They got that going on. I watched Die My Love today with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. That was really good, really trippy. I'd say like maybe not the best December movie. It's all about depression and getting through your shit and everything like that. Jennifer Lawrence is phenomenal. I gave it like a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Jennifer Lawrence is phenomenal. I won't say it's her best role, but I'd say it's like a top 5-er. Like, she was great in it. Pattinson's great too, but he's he's a very like not little amount of screen time, but just in comparison to her, it's definitely her story. And because the story is he's the husband, but he's away on work a lot, right? So he's just like, and when he's there, he's great, and since he's basic, is great. So no, it's very not very trippy, but trippy at times. There's a few like, okay, what's real, what isn't, what's happening. But I think it's a really good journey on depression. It has not the, I'll say just happiest of ending, not spoiling anything. There's multiple endings to the movie, but no, I think if you like Lynn Ramsey's work, I was a big fan of. I loved. We need to talk about Kevin back in the day, so I kind of watch whatever she does. So and Vigi some really good stuff, but yeah, Lawrence was really good and left me with kind of some thought provoking stuff going on. So I'd recommend that. And then what was I gonna say? Then I watched Jay Kelly. I'm not sure if you heard about this. No? Okay.
Jay Killian?
Jay Kelly, the Adam Sandler, George Clooney Netflix movie.
Never heard of it.
Okay. It's George Clooney playing an aging movie star. It was good. I was talking about this with Sam Green on our Patreon because he gave it like a 2.5. He thought it was very pretentious. And I do understand that because with Noah Baumbach's work, like the last movie, I kind of felt that way. I can't remember. It's the one he did with Adam Driver and Greta Gerwig, but I kind of felt that way. But this one worked. The middle gets like a little iffy. There's maybe too many characters or maybe not enough fleshing out the characters. But Adam Sandler's great in this. George Clooney's great. And I'll say, Kirkland, that it was sitting at a 4.5. But then the last 5 minutes happened, and I got to change this logo. I got the GV, I got the Travis Toy there. The last 5 minutes happened, and I was bawling like a baby when this happened. It was, man, it got to me good. Like, I don't want to say, I think I'll wait until my end of the year when I do my Travis Toy, when I rank all my movies I've seen. If people want to know the specific scene and why I love it so much, wait till that and I'll spoil a little bit. But it just came out this week on Netflix, so I won't. But it sucks because like I would sell people on this movie with the last 5 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot, like, hey, watch this 2-hour movie to get to the 5 minutes. It's not that. The rest of the movie for me is good, but the last 5 minutes just fucking rocked me. It's like a slow build, keeps going, and then there's just a moment. But yeah, it's all about this movie star who's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, Richard Clooney, and it's just I'll give you minor spoilers where he has this trivia, or not trivia, he has this this tribute, and really no one's showing up because like he starts to realize like, oh yeah, he got to this mecca of being this big star, but he really has no family or friends along the way. There is a phenomenal scene, Kirkland. Even if you were watching one scene, a phenomenal scene with Billy Crudup. He plays an acting partner that George Clooney had back when they were kids, and it's like I'll people, if they don't want to hear anything, skip ahead 2 minutes, but they go to this funeral together and they bump and haven't seen each other for a long time, and they're leaving, and George's like, oh, you want to get a drink? And the first 5 minutes, the scene is all great. They're catching up and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, Billy Crudup's like, yeah, things are great until you stole my life. And Billy Crudup like turns, and it gets like not dark like horror dark, but just in a, like he starts going off about, you stole my girlfriend, you stole that role for me. And Jay Kelly's like, I didn't do like George's like, I didn't do any of this. Like, and he slowly, that kind of starts the idea of him re-examining his life and thinking like, oh man, maybe I was kind of an asshole to people along the way. But Billy Crudup, he's only in one scene in this movie, but he fucking rocks it. He almost steals this whole thing. He's good because he's like really charismatic, really funny, and then he gets kind of scary because even Adam Sandler's like, you sure you want to have dinner with this guy? He's like, yeah, it's gonna be fine, it's okay. And then you're like, oh, they're at dinner, they're friends, it's completely fine. But then he does kind of turn into that like very bitter, like old, and he starts to get a little dangerous, and it's like, oh my god. So yeah, it's a really good scene. So yeah, it's a movie that kind of surprised me. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's more like an Oscar baiting movie, so people like that, check that out. And then I think that's everything. Yeah. So
Billy Crudup's so phenomenal, dude.
He's so good, man.
Like, would you agree thinking he's underrated?
Absolutely. He's definitely, if we were going to, like, maybe that's a list one day, but I would put him in for sure because I feel like there's still people that don't even know who Billy Crudup is. Like, you say that name and they have no idea, you know, but he's
Flash's dad.
I don't even know that because he got recast, remember? For the Office Space guy, remember, in Flash? He wasn't even in that.
Yeah.
You know,
crazy.
So,
I mean, he's so great. I mean, I'm a big defender of The Watch and like very small comedy role, but man, he's so fucking good in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just very layered. I don't know.
He can do
Like, he
anything.
can do the morning show.
Yes.
Never finished that show, but like he was so good in that. So
he's the only reason I want to, not the only, but I still, because my mom got Apple, I want to finish that because he was great in that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, he's a Swiss Army knife. So, let's see. How do you pronounce that name there, Kirk? Let me throw that to you.
Sung Min Lee.
There you go. George Clooney was near our campus. Oh, that's cool. I'd love to meet George Clooney. He seems like hopefully a good guy. That'd be a person that if I met he was an asshole, kind of break my spirits a little bit. I just think like good guy. You know?
I watched the sit down Adam Sandler and Timothy Chalamet did together, and Adam Sandler was kind of talking about George Clooney in there, and he just seems like such a more chill dude than maybe I expected him to be, because he's just like. He's just got like, I don't know, the super A-list actor like
the aura
thing, the aura around him. But he just sounds like a cool dude.
Yeah, and Andrew, no, we don't have time to watch that short because we're already behind the news thanks to Taylor. But that's cool. Hopefully that's going well for you. I'll check it out after the fact, but I don't have time to react to it right now because we got a lot of news. But cost $5K, we understand that with making films and whatnot. So we're gonna take our first ad break and then we'll be right back. And we are back. All right, so as we said, it seems like maybe we're getting the Avengers trailer, at least teaser this week. It's supposed to be like a minute 52 or something like that. So nothing too big or juicy. I think it's going to be very teasery. I think it's just something to throw. Not something. I'm sure we'll still have some good stuff there, but I think it's going to be something that they just want to make sure it's playing in front of Avatar, right? Going to be this big opening. They want people that don't know Avengers is there, don't know Downey's back. Here you go. So we'll see. We might be talking about this more coming up this week. I don't know if they're going to be in that trailer, and I guess I can even ask you that too. But so this has come up from a bunch of scoopers. It's a back and forth as far as some people said it's the main storyline. Some people say, oh, well, it's just Steve's storyline. But I guess the idea is, and I think Dylan Taylor talked about this like a couple weeks ago on a Weekly Geek, as far as there was this plot line of maybe Steve staying with Peggy has kind of screwed. And here's like, these are all rumors. So if you don't want to hear anything, then maybe I'd mute or skip ahead or listen to one of the cutouts. But I think it's still all rumors and scuttlebutt and just like the main plot that I think we'd learn pretty early on. But maybe something to do with Steve staying back kind of messed up some time stuff, and I guess there's some stuff that messed up Doom's world, took his family from him, etc. And then I guess it sounds like that at least one of the storylines, what some people are saying, it could be the main storyline where Doom is going to be after Steve Rogers. So I don't know what that means of him going to his world. I don't know if that means the other heroes protecting him. I really don't know. And then also there was some super that put out which I'll show my cards. I really don't like this. That they said this is going to be a direct sequel to Avengers Endgame, which is just like... Kurgan had an inquisitive face. I guess it's like, I obviously will have Thunderbolts and other characters. I think they're just kind of saying, almost for the GA, it's like you could have watched Endgame and watched this and you'll probably not miss much, which to me, it's just... I won't say a slap in the face because that feels like a huge amount. Like, this is just comic book movie stuff. I'm not that worried about it. But if it is just like a direct sequel to Endgame, that's disappointing. Where in the fact where you look at Endgame, something like Thor Dark World that only Taylor Field loved, they even mentioned that movie, right? Like, that's what I love about these finales. It can bring in all these movies, even the lesser ones. And this time around, it's like, I don't think they're talking about Secret Invasion. I don't think they're talking about Eternals. Now, granted, I think those are much worse than Dark World, so it's like, okay, I get that, but I feel like they're going to be doing this in a sense so people that did maybe skip out on some of these 4, 5, 6 things, which we've seen the numbers as it came out today. Fantastic Four was the lowest debut for any Marvel movie in the Disney Plus era, so that's not great numbers. So it shows even like just not the Disney Plus is free, but even just the hit the button there is going to kind of, I don't know, having some troubled water. And then with this Doom and Steve thing, before I throw it to you, Kirkland, I just hope this trailer is great on Thursday. This teaser's great, gets me going, because I just have very little excitement for this movie right now. I know what everyone's saying, oh, it's Avengers by the time you get there. Yeah, maybe, but it's just like, okay, direct sequel to Endgame, as I just said, that makes me feel like a bunch of stuff we watched. It's not pointless, but really didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And two, we don't know is Downey playing an Iron Man variant that's Doctor Doom? Is he just playing straight up Doctor Doom? Whatever it may be, we're still just doing Downey versus Evans again. We did that in Avengers. We did that in Ultron. We did that in Civil War. We got a little bit about that in Endgame until they made good and were friends again. I just don't need my Avengers movie to be like reheated leftovers. And I just feel like we already thought that could happen with Downey coming back, but I feel like now just as more stuff is kind of coming out, like all those plot lines again. I get it. I don't get me wrong. I think that storyline is good. Of Steve stayed back, and because of that created some incursions or some shit. Great, but I think I'd be much more excited if it was a different actor, right? It's like, okay, it's Doctor Doom played by Cillian Murphy. That's after Chris Evans, because then it's like, oh, that's a new dynamic. That's something fun. But just even though Downey's gonna be playing a straight up villain and a new character, I just feel like I know like. we've seen how that dance goes. Like, I just don't think it's going to be too much different. And who knows? Maybe it's just a storyline that's something there. But even as a storyline for Steve Rogers, it just doesn't really excite me too much. So where are you with some of this stuff that's circling around right now?
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, but not. I feel like in retrospective, it's surprising, but like kind of with where we're at and just like pulling from the results of the previous phases of Marvel and just the overall like temperature read of like the Marvel fandom, I guess I'll call it, for like the general audience fandom. Like I feel like we're very far away from where we were in the Infinity War Endgame era. So if they're using like a buzz phrase like that, direct sequel to Endgame, people that have been completely checked out, maybe they watched one episode of Miss Marvel and they're like, fuck, Marvel sucks now. And then they hear that and they see, Chris Evans' face, they see Downey's face. Like, I think that works more on like a marketing general audience level. So
Absolutely.
that totally makes sense to me now. But it's just like, yeah, like that statement, it almost is like, all right, we fucked up. This phases wasn't as successful and enticing and good as we thought they were. So now we're gonna pivot.
It was like a couple months ago. There was that rumor. It was like in a Variety report, but it was, and I can't remember who covered it on the cast. So I think you might have heard about this. If not, I'm sorry, but it was that report that Marvel's looking like the next 5 or so years to recast those big characters like Iron Man and like Captain America.
I remember.
And that's where, to me, I think we just kind of talked about it. It's just a sticking point to me. I think they just look at these new characters like, oh, people don't like these new characters. We got to get the old ones in. It's like, I don't think that's the complete case. I think that's some of it. Sure, I'm sure there's some people like, oh, I just really like Steve Rogers and I don't need to see Sam's Captain America. Sure, but I think there's tons of people that didn't know the Guardians of the Galaxy. There's tons of people that didn't know Captain Marvel when it did come out, or Doctor Strange. And I think it's a combination of things. And I feel like they just look at it and go, oh, well, people don't like Moon Knight or they don't like Miss Marvel, so let's just wash our hands of it and start anew, right? I just feel like everything we've heard, and we'll have to see until these movies, but I just feel like it's something we've been here before. We've been doing Geekverse for 10 years where we hear these scuttlebutts, and then once the movie or product happens, we're like, oh, all that things we heard were kind of on point. I just feel like we're getting that point where, okay, they kind of want to wash their hands of these phases. It seems like it's happening more and more, especially if we do get a reset or reboot, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, I like getting back to my point. I feel like it seems more like a big business decision as opposed to like coming from like a very creative space on like how can we just tell our best stories with new characters and new scripts and stuff like that. It seems more like the decisions weighed on future success, which it is a business at the end of the day. Their movies have to make money, especially it's not like a low budget film by any means. None of these Marvel projects really are, but especially the big Avengers ones. And like getting back to the statement about a sequel to Endgame, like there hasn't been an Avengers movie since. Like I guess you could make the argument Thunderbolts is kind of that, but like it's really not. It wasn't labeled as Avengers before it came out or anything like that. So yeah, if you watch the Avengers movies, there's Avengers of Age of Ultron, Infinity War, like those are the Avengers movies. So yeah, I don't know. Statement is what it is. I think it's definitely just coming from a more marketing business decision. And then getting back to like my personal thoughts on all of this, like I agree with you. I feel like I definitely don't have the hype like maybe I thought I would have. Like as we're getting closer to the Avengers releases, it was a big deal just hearing Secret Wars, fucking what was the first one? Kang Dynasty, like way back then.
That was an end. That was when did they announce those? Let me find out when they announced King Dynasty. Was that was after COVID, right?
I thought it was around that time because it like before Wanda and everything, right?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. So no, it was 2022.
When it was announced. Best year yet.
Because let's see, Marvel Studios, announced that in Secret Wars. Yeah, because remember that's will release on May 2nd, 2025. We were supposed to have seen that by now. Also, we had that strike but then we had that because remember they were doing that stupid thing, in my opinion, where they're releasing the Avengers movies 6 months together, where it was going to be
that didn't make sense at all.
Yeah, the Avengers was in May. Avengers 5 and then Avengers 6 was in November. So, so 2022. So after COVID, that's when it came out.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously my my excitement has dwindled since then. I am very much looking forward to this trailer though, because even if it is just Downey versus Evans, and that is what the trailer is, I'm sure it's going to be a good trailer. I don't know. The movies haven't been like stellar like they used to be, but like I'm still a sucker for the MCU and just seeing those familiar faces and yeah, like even if that is the pitch, like his world was like more problems came out of him staying with Peggy. I kind of like that because it's just like it's not it's if you show me a list of potential options, I'm sure it probably wouldn't have been my number one pick, but like yeah, why not? It makes sense, I guess. Like every action has a consequence, and this is going to be kind of following upon that, building upon the character that we've already kind of grown up around in just the overall MCU's evolution. So yeah, sure. But really sell me on the trailer, and I think that's going to be a pretty easy task. Even if we go to the movies, like, and if it is Downey versus Evans, like, I just want to have a fucking hype Avengers in theater experience again, because it's been a while since, like, I've enjoyed the movies that came out. Like, I did really like Fantastic Four, but I haven't had like a Cap grabbing Mjolnir moment, you know, and like that's what the Avengers movies
No Way
I feel
Home.
kind of
You
bring.
got No Way Home in there.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
And did nothing in Deadpool Wolverine give that to you?
I guess so. Yeah. Okay. You are getting me with some good examples
couple,
here.
yeah.
Maybe I'm just too focused on the big Avengers
Yeah.
moments for that. So okay, fair enough. You brought up
So-
some good points.
So what do you do in a situation where, okay, let's say people come back, because to me it's like, okay, we don't trust our characters or actors. We're going to bring back Steve Rogers, who has not been in the MCU since 2019. We're not talking about Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. We're talking about that character. It's 2019, and then here he is back 7 years later. It's like, oh yeah, he's back in the adventure, and I don't know even if he's a main character as well, that feels like, to me, even worse. That feels like just coming off the bench, like, oh, you guys can't do it. And I'm sure Chris Evans is fine because, you know, he hasn't had the greatest luck with movies lately. But I guess my thing is, because I always thought I think we all thought Captain America or Steve Rogers would be in these movies, right? Especially at least Secret Wars. He's like, we're getting everybody back. And once Downey came back, I think we were all like, okay, it's only a matter of time. Especially Evans, I'm sure, even if he had anything where he goes, oh, you know, it was a great end. Once Downey's back, it's kind of like, well, he's coming back. You know, it's the same way as like when Hugh Jackman came back for Wolverine, Patrick Stewart came back or he came back for Multiverse Madness first, I guess, right? And then it's like, oh well, he came back, I can come back. I guess my thing is, if everyone, you know, these people come back and they're playing their characters, and there's this, you know, people love it, and there's this big success and la da da da. Is it not like what we've talked about with Wolverine, the casting, where every time you bring back Hugh Jackman, it resets that refresh point? Where if people come back, and I guess unless they see Steve Rogers' head ripped apart, are they gonna? And maybe that's gonna be it. But it's just like, I guess I'm two minds. If he survives, is the general audience just not like, oh, he's back, and I can't wait to see him back as Captain America? And then when they recast, it's like, oh, well, fuck this guy. Or if it's more Sam, it's like, fuck this guy. Or to me, if they do just kill Steve Rogers, I don't like that at all. I thought they gave them like a great ending to that character right there. I know people can go all about and talk about how life has its lows and highs and whatnot, but just in this world and what that character went through, he didn't have too many highs, Steve Rogers. So it was nice. And if people say, oh, well, that's you know, time messes with you, or you mess with time, messes back. They're the writers. They can do whatever they want. Steve can always have a happy ending. They can have some fucking magic mumbo jumbo. But like, what do you think if he comes back and the GA's excited he's come back, but then it's like, oh, what does he just pimp off again to the next Avengers, like in 10 years after Secret Wars, when they're like, oh, well, we need more people off the bench, and it's like, well, let's get you back in here, Evans, or who knows, maybe it's gonna be like the fucking Jackman thing where Jackman came back and he's just back. Maybe Evans will just come back full time. I don't know. You know,
that could very much happen. I think it would be a mistake to just pick up the pieces where we left off. Like this wouldn't be old Steve, would it?
That'd be great.
Just old Grandpa Steve that doesn't really do much.
Yeah. Well, that they'll have to kind of answer what happened with the old Steve there, but I don't think so. I think it'll still be somewhat prime Chris Evans.
Yeah. So I think it would be a mistake to not have him changed in some way, shape, or form. Like even Hugh Jackman, he comes back as Logan, but like it's a very different Logan than what we've seen. Like it's even explained that's a different variant than what we've known. And like he's playing the same role. Well, not. He's playing a different variant, I guess, of his own character that he's played. and he's such a great actor. You could tell that he is different than what his previous Logan has been. I would want something very similar to Steve, where he's done some stuff maybe. Sounded weird the way I said that, but he's just gone through stuff. It's not like it's just pause where we saw him last as Cap, and then now we hit play and he's in the exact same spot. Like years have happened. He hasn't been doing this for a while. Like whatever it might be, I don't want it to just be like he's been on vacation for a couple weeks and he's back. Like I do want it to feel like it is a permanent change, almost like how different Thor was in Endgame. Like obviously that was a very depressed version of the character. He wasn't taking care of himself or anything, and just very, very sad. I'm not saying I need to have that Steve, but like I want to see a different version other than just, oh yeah, we had no idea, so we brought Chris Evans back and he's just donning the role of Cap again, because then it just really brings down the big moments from when he sent off. You could also make the argument that it's like, well, then why are they bringing him back at all? Because that also takes away from that stuff. I don't know. It's a fair argument,
tricky.
but it is tricky. And in terms of like the general audience and stuff, if they bring Chris Evans back, I don't think anyone really cares. Like for like obviously people will care, but like for the vast majority of the general audience, oh yeah, Chris Evans, Captain America, I like him, and they're just gonna go see that movie. Like they haven't been watching all these other movies, so like if this is just advertised as a sequel to Endgame, like I think that works for a general audience, and they're not really going to be too bothered about the logistics and specifics of Captain America.
I think it doesn't matter to them to get them into the door, but I think it matters to them once they leave that door. Because I think if you're like, oh, I want to see Chris Evans back, that's great, and then if it sucks, then that's the problem, right? Is imagine when we left No Way Home, we were all like, oh, we could see more of these characters, right? If it would have sucked, it would be like, oh, you know what? Maybe they shouldn't have done this, right? And that's the thing where, patron producers, soon you'll get this, but we talked about this in full, and how what I've said multiple times, and I still stand by this, and God, I hope I'm wrong. I pray everything. I don't pray. I have, so I'm just being over dramatic here, but everything in my body, comic book loving soul, hopes that this is not a Rise of Skywalker situation, which I feel like is what's going to happen. I feel like we're going to get some great moments. We're going to get some great
Don't
scenes.
say that.
We're going to get some Adam Driver, Harrison Ford, hey kid moments. But when it's all said and done, I feel like we're going to be sitting there being like, huh, like that's what they did, right? Now, granted, though, if they do kind of hit the reboot button, that's where it still kind of works, is because I still think people will walk out with a bad taste in their mouth, but it's like, oh, a new universe. Like, well, they can kind of start over, and maybe, there was some mess from phase 4 to 6, but we'll start anew, and hopefully the X-Men and all this new stuff will kind of bring people back, right? But I still feel like everything we talk about, I just have to see all these pieces, because obviously all we're talking about is the castings we've had, our own theories and speculation, right? Or rumors, right? So that's a big combo and blender of a bunch of messes. But at the same time, we talked about how things were messy for Rise of Skywalker and ended up being messy. And we don't know. We haven't had a movie since then, so we don't know how that's going to rectify when it comes to Mandalorian and Grogu. I just don't know. It's just very interesting. Superbad Mike says, we spent 5 years building a Sam to accepting he can hold the Cap mantle, and now we're just bringing back the old one. Oh, absolutely. And I think they're going to take that away from him, or they'll do the whole, like, the world needs 2 Captain Americas. Like, that type of bullshit. Like, yeah, no, I agree with you, Mike, but I think that's just I don't think that's Mackie's fault, but you look at, like, Brave New World. What a nothing movie, Like, I think I gave it, like, a 6 or something, but, like, that came out this year. Barely remember that thing.
What?
Yeah,
That's
February, right?
2025, really?
Yeah. We're like you said, for me, that was bad news about F4, but I really liked F4. And obviously that is newer, but I still can remember multiple set pieces and moments. Thunderbolts I can as well. And Captain America, his first movie as Captain America, it's a lame sequel to Incredible Hulk, and that shouldn't have been the case. And also we talked about that. That was in an era where they're pushing a lot of content, but they still had a part in that, right? So what I was going to ask you, because just in case, like I said, it's looking more and more likely we're getting the trailer, just for a few things, do you think they show Steve Rogers in this trailer?
Ooh. Has, there been build-up of buzz around Chris Evans joining, or it's just...
Oh, he's in it. Like it's not official, but he's in it. I'll tell you, he's in it.
Yeah.
Everybody is saying that.
But, has buzz been building up more? More people are talking about it? Asking about it?
Asking
lately?
him? Yeah, he always just says, I know nothing about it. I'll say there's buzz. I won't say there's buzz for him being in this trailer, but like there's buzz and people know the hardcores know he's in this movie. The GA doesn't. Again, I don't even know the GA knows Robert Downey's back, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, I feel like no. Then I feel like the first trailer, like we got the "I am Victor" end credit, but
I am Victor.
beyond that, I haven't seen Downey,
Yeah.
with the trailer yet. So I think it would be saved for just him. Not that he would be the only one in the trailer, but just for like the return character.
It's just nothing but past Iron Man clips, and then he takes off the mask as Doom.
Get some Back in Black going or some other ACDC
Yeah,
song.
Back in Green, they like re-record it. No, I'm with you. I think you can save it. Like the movie's still a year away. You can save Evans. Like this to me, this is just the announcement trailer. Now, granted, like, but it's like you said, you got Downey, so it's there. But I guess if you want to drop the shoe, if you want to have something where it's Downey and something else, Evans would be that. If I were to ask you, because there's rumors about him in there, if I were to ask you, let's say one of them's in there, and it's either Chris Evans or Tobey Maguire, who do you think has a better chance of being in this trailer?
Between
So
those
that-
two in this
yeah.
trailer,
If it let's say we had a scooper come to us and said like one of these two are for sure in it, what do you think would be more likely? I'm making up a scenario. Everybody, don't read into it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah. Because I'm just saying if they
Man.
wanted another big moment, right? Like, because Downey's a big moment, but if they wanted one more, like, hey, while you're watching Avatar, you're
Yeah.
thinking like, fuck, we just saw X, Y, and Z.
I think it's pretty close. Like for me right now, thinking believability wise, percentage wise, I still think it's slightly leaning Chris Evans.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
personal, I think I would give it like 51% Toby.
51%,
Cause that would be crazy hype because it is different than like what we've seen in the past. Like we've seen Downey and Evans face off together and on the big Avengers screen. Or I guess that wasn't Avengers, that was a Captain
Right,
America
yeah, Downey
movie.
and just those two interacting at all would be pretty,
Yeah.
pretty.
Oh
crazy.
man, like that
Yeah.
that would be everyone's talking about this trailer of just Downey and Tobey
Absolutely.
Maguire back. Like
Yes.
that is stuff that would get even like the general audience buzzing. So
Yeah. For me, it's just a question of because I don't think he's going to die in Doomsday, so maybe they want to do the secret one more time. I just feel like they didn't do it No Way Home, and if they don't reveal Maguire for this one, they got to do one of these fucking movies where they reveal him and he's like part of the promotional material, right? Like, I feel like you they Sony and company they held back for No Way Home. They could have easily dropped that shoe at any time and got more people off. So that surprise happened. So I still think they're not going to show Maguire because I've said this for a decade now, and I'm going to keep saying it. You put Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire on a poster together, that's $1 billion locked. Just $1 billion locked. Probably could be even $2 billion. So that's why I feel like you save Maguire here for another surprise, and then Secret Wars, you do a bunch of promotion of the old guard people. And maybe unless they don't get along, who knows? But everybody, like, you need to do fucking Maguire and Jackman doing interviews together, like on the press tour, like hit that nostalgia of that, you know. So I think you can save Maguire, and I think also too is if the reports are true that they want it to be a direct sequel to Endgame, Steve is more applicable there, right? Where Toby is not. Toby's just like, oh, that's really cool. Where Steve is more, that is a bigger universe consequence, right? And it's a bigger consequence for people that have seen Endgame of like, oh, last time we saw him, he was with Peggy, right? So it's more of a, oh shit, what's happening there? So Toby's gonna be in less than 5 minutes of Doomsday. They ain't putting that in the trailer. I'll agree with you that he's on the trailer, but I don't. At least from what we've heard, I don't think it's gonna be less than 5. I'm thinking more 10 to 15 is what I'm thinking there, you know. So, but yeah, we'll see. I hope we get that trailer Thursday and we can talk about it. Could be lots of fun, or maybe right away we're like, oh man, I don't know. But I think they're gonna. I have no issues. I think the marketing and the hype, they will bring it. It's just going to be the execution of when we sit down in about a year, Kirkland, from now, and we're talking about Avengers Doomsday and to see what happened with it. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, or unless, did you have anything else on that?
nope, that's it.
Okay. I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. So this is a C tier rumor, but I just wanted to bring it up because, you know, you are the Venom boy. So this rumor going around, if I can pull it up because Twitter fucking messages suck now. Let me go one more time. Holy shit. This fucking X Twitter just awful, Kirkland. Like the messages now, trying to look at them. Oh, right. In so this is take this with a grain of salt. In post Secret Wars, Sony will revisit their spin-off films and make more entries in the Venom franchise as well. Only this time it'll be set in the actual MCU and be an actual MCU production. Tom Hardy will not be returning as well. In regards to the casting, Marvel Studios wants to cast someone within the same age as Tom Holland and preferably an unknown like Tom Holland before his Spider-Man casting. So how do you feel about this, that, obviously we had that run of the Venoms, the Morbius, the Cravens, and then like I think it was like the week after Craven came out, like obviously Sony didn't announce it, but a bunch of scooper, like top tier scoopers were like, yeah, it sounds like this is the it. Sony's pulling the shoot. You're gonna get your Spider-Verse films. Then after that, they're figuring out. Obviously, too, don't forget, Kirkland, we got Spider Noir next year.
That's crazy.
So as was this on the idea of them actually being in the MCU makes me think this is not true, which that's what I'll ask Kirk Lebatzer. But yeah, how would you feel about that? And same thing, yeah, if you think there's any validity to this. But as far as, okay, Sony wants to get back into it. They want to do their spinoffs, but this time they wanted to go from the MCU. So, kind of what they didn't do before. And if it's an MCU production, I don't know if that would just be in the universe or if it would be similar to Sony where they are working with Feige and company to help make the movie, and that's in there. And then also the casting, if they were to go with the same thing as Tom Holland, is kind of a lesser known person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's like S-Bub's comment, like it seems less likely if they're pitching they want to be in the MCU. Like it is a big locomotive going forward, which is the MCU. If you can catch a ride on it, like you're going to be doing pretty well. Although, I guess maybe not with the previous projects, not doing super, super well financially. But I just think that they would want to just stay in their own freak show realm because that's just what they've been doing. And when one freak show comes out, it just seems like they double down. They're like, well, we're just going to keep going with our projects, our spider flicks. So like believability, and like I guess on the other side too, like Marvel, like if I think they would be down to get Venom in there just because it is like the business side of it, like that is a moneymaker right there.
Yeah.
The Venom IP is just super, super successful. Like those movies are billion dollar movies, just because like popularity of the character. I don't think people are necessarily going to those movies for like the cinema. It's more so just fuck yeah, we're gonna get Venom biting people's heads off and just that character, just seeing that character on screen. So believability lower percentage out there, but if we are setting up the canvas of a Venom project, renewal, like new actor and whatnot, I would want them to do probably not Eddie Brock, like just because we just had that, even if it is a different world. I would love to have like a Flash Thompson version. Well, maybe just what? Yeah, well, I guess we have a Flash Thompson.
I was going to say, do you want it to be that Flash Thompson?
Never mind then. I take that back. I kind of forgot about our Flash Thompson. No, never mind then. Yeah, I guess we just do a different Eddie because we haven't had an Eddie, right, in the MCU?
No Eddie Brock yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You could also just do a different character. It doesn't have to be necessarily Eddie Brock. But
you do Harry Osborn.
Yeah, I guess that's a version. You could do something with like. No, actually, they wouldn't go that route. I was gonna say like J. Jonah Jameson's son, but that just seems like too distant to kind of where we are established.
Dylan, who would you want as Venom if you were in there? Eddie Thompson, or Eddie Brock,
Thompson,
Harry Osborn, Flash Thompson. Like, don't get me wrong, Tony Ravioli's a good actor, but I don't want that. Like, what was
he's good at what he does, and what he does is not Venom.
No, what he does is not Venom. I've never personally loved the Harry Osborn as Venom storyline. Give Eddie Thompson. We got Rick Strange. We got Eddie Thompson. Like, because I guess if you play it this way, right? Because obviously they left the symbiote there. If you play it this way, Secret Wars is coming out 2027. Let's say the earliest we get a Spider-Man 5 with Tom Holland. Fuck, Rory at that. But let's say the earliest we get is 2028, which I doubt, right? Because if Tom Holland is in Secret Wars, he's going to be filming. And I I feel like now he's taking a bit more breaks and being a bit more picky with projects, which he should. But let's say it's 2028. When did Venom come out? That came out last year, right? I think the last Venom, the last chance. That sounds right.
Fuck, it was probably this year or something.
No, it was last year. Yeah, it was last year because they did the Venom and then Craven, right? That was
Is that what it
you're
was called?
checking it up?
Venom Last Dance?
Let's see.
Holy
Pluto says Harry.
2024.
Okay.
You're right.
So Pluto says Harry.
October.
So because what? So yeah, so that'd be 4 years. I think 4 years is a good enough break for the Eddie Brock character, right? You know. Pluto says I never liked him, so it gives him enough excuse to kill him off afterwards. I don't know if I want to get Harry killed
Fair
off
reasoning.
just because of that, but yeah, I guess so if you want that to happen. And then let's see here. Mike says Vulturekin finally returned to his world and finally Morbius from the Morbius world. Yeah, I wonder where Michael Keaton is up to. They could just ignore that entire subplot of something to do with Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's Eddie Brock, and I hope they just go the route of like what said there as far as you go in unknown, you find the role. I think you can. We've never gone the true proper. It's like the Dark Phoenix thing, right? We've gone a couple adaptations of it, but it's just never right. Also, we got Spider-Man 3, which in retrospect now is nowhere near as bad as the comic book films we've got since then. But still not like a great adaptation of the Venom character. And then what they did with Tom Hardy, also not a great adaptation. So it feels like we're like Dark Phoenix, where we're just waiting for them to hit the nail on the head here. And I
hate that comparison because the Dark Phoenix.
It's true though, right?
Have been so bad. Yeah. No, you're right. And then the more recent Dark Phoenix stories make the earlier ones not so bad. So it's kind of the same thing with the Venom storylines.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's worse. I think I don't really know. I think technically the Dark Phoenix ones have been worse.
It probably is. It's just been so distant, distant from when I've seen those. So the Venom scars are a lot closer, more recent for me. The wounds don't feel scabbed over and healed yet. Whereas like Dark Phoenix, it's like a little scar on my skin now. I don't really think about it, but like the Venom, that scab is still there, and it's starting to flake over.
Memories bring back your... I won't forget you, buddy.
That is the last scene of the Venom trilogy, Kurt.
That's crazy.
When
we're in, I don't even know where I was recently, at the mall or something, that song came on. And I had like an out-of-body experience because I'm like, where do I know this song from? And then I'm like, oh, right. Looking over my shoulder, I just see Tom Hardy there. Don't forget you, buddy.
Let's see. Venom doesn't live up to the potential. Dark Phoenix is a tragedy every time.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, Pluto. Like, I think Venom, even Spider-Man 3, I'd say, okay, there's at least he's like a villain and he's fighting Spider-Man, right? Where Dark Phoenix, I think is a lot to be desired there. So I think that's worse. But yeah, I would be down for this. I think there's a possibility of this being true. I know that, like SWeb said, like, because he thinks it's in the MCU, that makes it not true. But I just feel like Sony might go, well, you know what? We don't know what to fucking do with these live action things. Which, even though, like, the answer's right there, like, as it's always been. Either it's Phil Lord, Chris Miller, or just like don't get the 50 Shades of Grey writer and director. I'm not saying those people can't be talented. I'm just saying if they want to take it very seriously and have some acclaim, then spend some money on getting somebody that's like of actual note directing or writing wise and make like a go of it. Not just okay, whatever. Same thing with Morbius and same thing with Craven, right? To me, it's other than the first Venom, which I feel like they were trying a bit, it's never felt like that since then. It's very rinse and repeat. So it's just like, you could do this. You could. It's the same way as the dumb shit as like Inspire Noir, the Nick Cage show, where he's playing Ben Reilly instead of Peter Parker. Why? Like, why does it matter? Like, oh, well, Tom Holland's named Peter Parker, so we can't do that. So it's like very odd stuff. So I do think there's part of them that have given up, and they're like, hey, let's just partner with the MCU. That's what people want them to do. And that's fine with me. And Venom is the route. And now it's just kind of funny how we're kind of going. I feel like there's other things we've talked about that are just kind of going back to basics. But with this, it's like we have Venom, the movie, and we're like, oh, it's kind of weird that we're not starting with a Venom Spider-Man movie and spinning off from that. They do a whole trilogy, and they're like, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to go back, and we're going to do Venom and a Spider-Man movie, and then we're going to do a Venom movie. It's like, well... this is what we just suggested the first go around. It's like the same thing I suggest with Clayface and Batman. It's like, I don't know if we should do a Clayface movie before we got our DCU Batman, but we're doing it. So I don't know. I like the idea. True, the MCU's not had the smoothest of roads lately, but I still trust them any day over what Sony would do. Like, I saw what Sony did with the Venom movie 3 times.
Yep.
I won't forget it, buddy. And like,
They
unfortunately,
made money.
Yeah, they made money, and luckily, there's only a few MCU projects that I could say, hey, are that bar. Where all of Sony's projects, those 3, Morbius and Craven, which I guess I shouldn't say, I've still never seen. That's like one of the only comic movies I've ever.
I kind of forgot about Craven. Also,
Yeah.
that was last year. Also, right?
I literally, there's a clip of Aaron Taylor Johnson because I saw on Twitter. I had to send it to you guys right when he smells cologne and perfume. He's like, "Oh, nice perfume." And the woman's like, "I'm not wearing any." And the guy like looks at him. He's like, "She was gonna find out at some point." And I sent it to you guys. Like, is this from Craven?
Oh yeah.
And, yeah. So I've only seen that scene. I've seen that rhino.
The Rhino
part
man.
where-
With
yeah.
Billy. Jurassic
Yeah.
Park 3.
Espop says Venom Last Dance was legitimate slop. I felt like how you were watching the Tarantino Fortnite short. Yeah, no, Venom Last Dance was. I still felt that way about Carnage as well too, but it's
Yep, I agree.
it wasn't a good time. So yeah, I'm down for this, and sure, get a lesser known. Like the reason why you can get a lesser known one too is if you do the movie, people enjoy him, they'll go and see him. Where with Venom as a solo movie before you put him in Spider-Man, you do have to go get a Tom Hardy actor, right, to get people in the door. But if you can spin the character off from Spider-Man, then great, it works out. I just don't know what they're going to do, and I hope if we get this Venom storyline, it is a full, hey, we're doing the Venom story. Not, oh, it's Venom, but also Doctor Strange is here, and also, you know, Iron Man's back, or Steve's here. Like, we need it solo kind of venture, and hopefully that's more street stuff too, you know, so.
Do we, though? Do we need the solo adventure? Because we just got that with the Sony stuff.
No, I mean, like, just a Spider-Man Venom story, not like how in this upcoming movie we hear Punisher's in it, Hulk's in it, Yelena's in it. Like, I know Sony always gets an MCU character. To me, that's when I hope they would pull the Daredevil thing and hopefully have it as a street story, and Matt could kind of be the guy that's like, hey, something's up with you. Or even imagine Matt with his senses and he's talking to Spider-Man and he can just sense that something's off with them, right? Like, if you could have Matt be that hero that kind of is juxtaposed of, hey, something's up with you, they probably wouldn't do that. They'd probably get one of their A-list actors to do that. But that's what I mean, not Venom solo, just that I want the solo Spider-Man versus Venom sort of thing. So
That's fair.
Yeah. Anything else on this?
No. We'll see what happens.
All right, let's take our next ad break, and we'll be right back. All right, here's one. Don't know where it is. Controversial, not controversial. So it has come out today. This is C tier, so it's not a confirmed thing. But then other C tier people have backed this up. Also, we always cover C tier news because it can turn into A tier news. The Hunt for Gollum. Obviously, that's happening. We don't know where it's going to be. It's going to be happening at Netflix. It's going to happen at Paramount, but it is happening. Scheduled, I think, right now, 2027. Maybe they bumped, but I thought it was 2027. But anyways, that's happening, right? We got Andy Serkis. He's coming back. You know, director of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Andy Serkis directing this movie. He's coming back to direct and voice Gollum. And then Ian McKellen's coming back. Elijah Wood has not said this, but Ian McKellen has said on his behalf that Elijah Wood is coming back. And just recently, like I think a couple months ago, they asked Viggo Morrison about this, and he was very open, like, yeah, I could come back, and I love that character, and it sounds like now that he might not be coming back. This report didn't specify if it was his choice or the studios, whether it be money or timing, but it sounded like that was something they were thinking about, but now it looks like they are recasting this character. Obviously, Viggo is much older than he was when Hunt for Gollum would be started. Obviously, he's not like the Aragorn character, has slow aging. Viggo has aged. They also said that they don't know if they could do like a Hobbit situation where Kirkland, I know you haven't seen this, but they brought Ian Holm back as kind of like a narrator at times. So you got to see Ian Holm, original Bilbo, and then you got to see Martin Freeman as Bilbo. So they did say that could be something on the table, or maybe you see older Aragorn speaking of the story or speaking of something, and then you get a younger actor. But yeah, how do you feel about this as far as Aragorn might be getting recast for the story?
Yeah, I am totally fine if we go this route of changing up the actor. I don't know. I don't have like hype's not the right word. I feel like I don't have like a lot of
You don't have hype.
yeah, I guess I don't have hype. Or like I want to say like expectations lower, but like I don't want to just sound like it's going to be like, oh, it's just going to be garbage when it comes out. Like I also don't want to be just pessimistic about it, but I feel like I'm a little bit distant with this specific project. It was kind of fun just speculating about like, you know, the returning faces, whether it was Vigo. Were we talking about Ian in here also?
Well, Ian's supposed to be back, and it sounds like
Yeah.
Elijah's back, and obviously Andy's back.
Yeah. So just like that idea was kind of fun, but like I feel this project just seems so far away that like the more we go on without like concrete updates on like what's going on with this project makes me think that we're like, well, Vigo's the first one to disappear from the project. Ian's probably next. Like, will Frodo stick around this whole time?
I think Ian they got.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just, for whatever reason, I have those thoughts in my head when I think about this project. And then when I saw the article, I was like, okay, yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think it's a young, or what's the better way to say it? It's, yeah, I'll say that. Like the younger Vigo in the movies, I feel
He's
like for
running
where we are
around,
now, it would
breaking
seem, yeah, pretty jarring to have, I don't know, a de-aged Vigo or something in these scenes. If he's the protagonist or the main person that we're following, it might be too much. I'm totally okay with just a recast and give a younger actor a shot and let him show us what he's got, whether it's gasoline or juice. We'll decide that at a later point. But yeah, I'm totally okay if this is the route that we're going. But it doesn't really change hype. It doesn't take away from it. Doesn't really add to it or anything right now.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with you there. I think that's the only thing I can agree with you there. That it's not changing my hype because I'm already low on this. I've said this before where we went through the Hobbits. I know Peter Jackson's there and helping and producing this time. But like I said, Andy as a director doesn't make me that exciting. And I just feel there's a lot of iffiness that can happen in between the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. That's when the story's set, right? I don't know. And even though we joked about this, we're on a Patreon exclusive episode. We pitched like our 5 Lord of the Rings movie. We pitched a Gollum movie, but it was a little bit different. I think that I guess I need to know the size of the role. If it's a smaller role, then I don't think it's as bad. If it is a supporting role, even, I think we're up for some trouble. I'm not gonna say trouble. I just think it's gonna be weird if. You were saying, like, oh, if we lose other people, but what if we don't? What if it is Ian McKellen and Elijah and all this stuff? And when an actor hasn't passed, it does feel a little weird that everyone else is back, but we've recast this one actor, right? And I know it happens all the time, but especially because I feel like they're trying their best to evoke the nostalgia of that original trilogy, right? They want the people that love those movies to come see this. Well, already you're losing Aragorn. And I don't know, like, is the Hunt for Gollum that far from Fellowship? Like, I know it's in the book, but I mean, like, when the Fellowship forms,
No,
I think it's not that
no,
far,
it should be pretty
right?
much, yeah, right there.
So to me, and I will always go back to this. I know Taylor's gonna, wear a shirt and, talk about him and the 50 other people that want this movie, with Solo too. But we saw it with Solo. That movie, we saw a guy that was close enough to what Han Solo's age would be, and that guy was nothing like Han Solo. Look, vibe, everything, right? But it's like, oh, this is the same guy. It's like, no, it's not. It's not the same guy at all. And especially with that, this is the guy that become Harrison Ford. It'd be different if, hey, we've rebooted Star Wars and this is our new Han Solo. You go, hey, this isn't like Harrison Ford, but he kind of has like a bit of a different take on it, right? That's where for me and you're right, we can't do the de-aging on Vigo because watch The Irishman. I love The Irishman, but when Robert De Niro's running around, he's a 60-year-old running around as a 30-year-old. Doesn't make much sense because his body's moving slow, but he's supposed to be in his peak condition. You see him kicking a guy, and he's moving slow, right? So all those times when Vigo's fighting Uruk-hai or orcs, 60 Vigo can't do that. Even with a stunt double, it can be a little murky. So that's what's like, okay, if you recast with the rest of the group, I feel you put a lot more, I guess what I should say is if you do the de-aging, I think that's setting up for failure. If you recast with everybody, look, it's giving me the thumbs up because my mic stands like this. It's fucking weird. Taylor, you fucked up my mic stand. You fucked it up, you bastard. And even that one
Is your arm getting tired?
Not yet, but even that one you recommended me, Kirkland, I pulled it up the Amazon Elgato thing, and I don't think it's that same one. I think it's a little too big, so I got to try and find the new, I'll have to show you. But what? No, I don't want to get another wrong screw. So I think you're fucked if you do the de-aging. I think you could be fucked if you do the recast because if you get all this nostalgia back and you get the who's this guy, And I think if they were to say, hey, we're recasting every character, there's so much less pressure on this guy playing Aragorn, where now it's like, oh, you're the only one recast. I just feel I would not take that gig. That's not a gig I would take as an actor. I guess it could be your breakthrough, right? But I just feel like you are. It's like look at Almeric. That's what he was in a couple things, and like he's in some stuff now. But like we can all say it, that hurt his career. Just the same way this man has said it himself. Jesse Eisenberg last year said, "Me doing Lex Luthor hurt my career." There are times where you just something you think, "Oh well." Big paycheck, big franchise, whatever. Because I know somebody like, well, I'd take that role. Absolutely, I do that. Yeah, I get it. I'm talking to the fucking real, like, working actor that's out there busting their ass and trying to think about their future career. I would tell a person, no, don't take this unless it is, I guess, obscene amount of money and you're in debt or you want family needs. Then absolutely, job's job. But I mean, like, if you're not in that situation, you could turn stuff down. I just feel like it's tough because I feel like Vigo. It reminds me of Harrison Ford, where it's like Viggo has like a specific vibe. He's not just like an actor, like, oh, you can get anybody. It's like Viggo Mortensen has a specific vibe, and that Aragorn, it's just, I am just so scared of who they could get and what they could do and just get like the very pretty Aragorn. Like, I don't know. And Mike, I agree with you where you say I'll take a new actor over bad CGI any day. I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I still think, one, I guess I just don't want to think this movie's a good idea. But two, I say do it without this character. Obviously the character's in there, so it's tough. I just think, like, I agree with you. I just think either way you're kind of screwed. And I think I'm going back to what I said months or a year ago, whenever this was announced, that I know it's sacrilege. I know people don't want it. But I think at this point, you either just remake those movies or say, hey, we're doing new Adventures Lord of the Rings of the Universe. We're not going to remake the trilogy, but we're going to do new stories and we're going to recast these characters. You know, everybody. Because then I don't think there's as much weight on it, right? Because then what? We're going to get this guy who everyone thinks, maybe I'm wrong, right? But we could potentially get a guy that everyone fucking hates and thinks they suck as Aragorn. And then you could get Ian McKellen and Elijah Wood where it's like, this isn't like what it used to be, right? Like, because Ian McKellen, a lot older. We'll see. Ian McKellen's still a great actor. Every time I hear an update of this movie, I get more and more worried. Don't get me wrong. I'll be there. I think it's going to be an interesting review. I'm predicting it's going to be a very potentially disheartening review, but maybe I'm wrong, right? And that's the thing. There could be some guy out there that screen tests, because that's the thing, Kirkland. They're not reading the book and being like, oh, we got to get a guy that's like Aragorn. They are going, we got to get a guy that's like Viggo's Aragorn. So that's where that's the tough thing for me. And I just like Godspeed to any actor who gets this role. I think they would be smart to go at least with an unknown. I don't need to see like Adam Driver or Chris Pratt, like something like that. Like I'm not saying Chris Pratt would actually get the gig, but I'm just making that joke because he's Garfield, Mario and stuff. But it's just like, I think with this whole movie, they're walking on glass or eggshells, I guess, not glass yet. And just even this news, I'm like, okay, I am with Mike. It does make sense to recast, like, overall, on the whole. But then when you take a couple steps out from it, and again, though, I don't know, if this guy has like one or two scenes, then I don't think it's as bad. Then it's okay, that guy didn't have the vibe, and you move on. But if it's 30 minutes or plus screen time, that's where you're opening yourself up, or him, for some scrutiny. You know, you don't want to be the guy, because like I said, look at Solo. Donald Glover, everyone fucking loved that guy. He's a great Lando. Ehrenreich, he didn't get that same love, and now it's like, just kind of around. So, Superman Mike, before I go to you say it's like the Lion King remake where they brought back James Earl Jones but recast everyone else, just with more returning actors. I agree, and that's where, to me, if they said, hey, we're doing a Lord of the Rings adventure, we're recasting everybody but Gollum because Serkis is directing the movie and it's a voice, it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. You can keep Serkis. You know, it's like J. Jonah Jameson. Sure, keep him as JK. I think it's just weird when it's like everybody's the same, but not this one character who's still, or this one actor who's still alive, right? So,
yeah, that's fair. I don't really know what else to add to that.
No. Am I right, wrong? I guess I can say that.
No, I think you're completely right, especially the comparison to the movie that some people will say exists, some people say it doesn't. Like, especially if you have like clear examples of that. Like, we've already gone through this. A character like in a project that the vast majority of people absolutely love, and they absolutely love it because of the casting attached to it. Like, that's a very, very hard role to fill, even if you have an Oscar level actor be the new guy. Like, it just still won't have that same chutzpah, but then you get the unicorns like the Donald Glover playing Lando. Like
Yeah.
he fucking did it and he killed it. And I think that's the vast majority of people think that, even like the old people that probably love older Lando, they can see that magic in there. So yeah, more vast majority of the time I think you get this recasting incorrect. But like, I don't know. I'm kind of like with Superbad Mike's comment there of just like taking the new actor over bad CGI de-aging all like any day of the week. But we also don't know what the screen time would be for this character, so that could also changed my opinion. Because if he's not in it as much as I think he would be, even though it's like him hunting Gollum, so I think it would be a big portion of the movie. But if it's not, and we do replace the character, and I'm like, really, we couldn't get Vigo to do this minor
That's
amount?
true. If he was in there for 2 scenes, why don't you get Vigo then, right? And just like get a stunt double for the action and shoot around it.
Especially like what you said, if we have Ian, if we have Elijah Wood, if we have all the main players, what happened with Vigo's contract negotiation to have him not come back for a small amount there? So
$2 billion.
Yeah, I don't know. $2 billion. Yeah.
That's
Isn't
what
he an
he's
Oscar
asking
winner?
I don't think he is. I don't think.
I feel like he's just been in those big critically acclaimed roles. Like
he has been. There was Green Book,
Green
and there
Book.
was A History of Violence. Nominated for 3 Oscars, so he's not won one yet.
did Mahershala win the Oscar?
Yeah, Mahershal's a double. So
2 for. Could have been 3 for if we ever got Blade, but that'll never happen.
no, of course. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. It wasn't for History of Violence. It was Eastern Promises. That's a great movie. And then Captain Fantastic, and then Green Book. So 3 times, but no win there. So.
3-time nominated.
Yeah.
He
Anything
deserves
else,
it.
Kirkland?
Hidalgo,
He does?
maybe.
Hidalgo. Let's see here. I gotta bring this up quickly because I forgot to put it in the notes. Where the fuck is it? Oh my god! Bear with me here. There we go. All right. Euphoria season 3. Kirkland, you excited?
Yes.
Yeah, you forgot about this part?
The more updates I get, I'm like, why are we doing this?
Do you want me to lay out the set updates?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like I kind
So-
of remember it, but for anyone out there that might not.
Yeah. This isn't a rumor. This is Sam Levinson, the showrunner, show creator, writer, director, confirms the Euphoria season 3 cast storylines. Rue, she's in Mexico in debt to Lori, trying to find ways to pay her back. Okay. Jules is in art school, anxious about her future as a painter. Maddie is in Hollywood, working as a talent agency and juggling her own side hustles. And Cassie and Nate are engaged, living the suburbs. Cassie is addicted to social media and envious of other lives. There's also, this is a rumor that she may have a OnlyFans account going on there. So, yeah, that's what's happening right now. I think they did say Maud Apatow's character as well as she's like in Hollywood. I think she might be bouncing back and everything around like that. And hang on, I just have to see because Mike said that he should have won for Green Book. I got to see if this is a hot take or not there, Kirkland. Give me 1 second. I did like Green Book. I know a lot of people don't. Let's see. Right, because you hate Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody. Got Willem Dafoe at Attorney's Gate. Kirkland, that's the movie from where he looks up. That's what that gift's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper stars Born, Christian Bale Vice, and then Vigo in Green Book. Yeah, I'd have to disagree with you, Mike. I'd still go Bale and Cooper over him. So I just had to go back there. But Euphoria season 3, it's happening. Kirkland, continue. You're saying you weren't feeling too jazzed about some of the stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's from what I'm hearing on like what you just told me, distance from the previous season, like it just all these little factors are adding up to kind of deter my excitement and hype for the show. But like I'm sure I'll be there, curiosity's sake,
we'll be
especially
there.
just the people that are in it still. Like I'm sure that they'll be really good. It just I don't know. It just seems like a far jump from where we were from last season, and I feel like not only is it a far jump, like literally, like characters are in different places of the world. There's time skips now, but also it's just been a long time from when I was watching that show. And like, of course, like the tragic stuff with like Eric Dane battling ALS. So it's just like knowing that he wouldn't be there now. It's just like,
I
oh
think
man.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he might have filmed his stuff before his condition got
Okay.
bad. I think he isn't. I think he is announced. So I think he might have filmed some stuff before his condition took a real bad turn. So we might get some of it in there.
Yeah, and I absolutely loved him and his character in that show so much. So that'd be sweet. Obviously, you know, thinking about that guy, he's fantastic. Absolutely loved him in Euphoria, and yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. You know, get a trailer, get a little bit more sauce, and maybe get closer to that release date. I'll probably be feeling a little bit different. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens. Because it's like big actors of like big quality actors are in this show. So like, come on, let's not fuck this up, guys. Like, even if it sounds wild of like setup of the plot of what everyone's doing right now, I just feel like with the pieces and the people involved and like taking from like who we had making like season 1, 2 to now, like it should still be good, even if the setup isn't exactly maybe what I would have wanted initially. I don't know what I wanted initially though, because it ended in such a crazy wild way, and it's been a long time since these like 30-year-old actors that were pulling off 18-year-olds. They're like 5-6 years older than they already were from that original show now, but there's a time skip, so maybe that'll help.
Well, you probably would have wanted them to be together, right? Like that's my thing where
I think it's the big thing, yeah.
Yeah, like, and that's where it's like, I think we watch the show, not, these characters aren't all together all the exact same time, right? We just kind of think about it that way. But to me, this reads as the whole buildup was, okay, we want to do season 3, and obviously great casting director. All these people from season 2 to 3 or before filming blew up, right? Sydney Sweeney, Zendaya especially, Jacob Elordi now, and other people too, right? But like those 3 in particular, just to different wavelengths, right? So that happens, and even Hunter Schafer, she's in stuff, but it's like, okay, now if you get this back, it's probably going to be more expensive, going to be harder to do because their schedules, how do you do this? And that's why for a while, I think we're all like, you know what, that's probably not going to happen. And we're all like, okay, cool, maybe it doesn't happen. And I've always argued Euphoria season 2 ends in a way where it could just end there for the most part, right? There's a couple hanging threads, but it kind of ends in a way where, oh, that's the end of high school and not everything works out, but your life moves on. Even Rue is like in a better place, where this storyline of, oh, she's in debt to Lori, I guess that could be in the past, but it's like, that was some of my least favorite stuff in season 2 was Rue like gonna be kidnapped for drug trafficking and that type of stuff. Like, I wasn't there for that show, you know. I got Breaking Bad, I'm good on that, right? But that's the thing where, okay, they announced season 3 and they announced the cast. It's like, wow, they're getting all these people back. To me, if majority of the show is not a lot of these characters together, which it sounds like, right? Rue in Mexico, Maddie in Hollywood, Nate and Cassie in the suburbs. It sounds like they're all spread out. To me, that is a lot less exciting if you just get them around every once in a while. I think Sam did say there's going to be a wedding episode, and I don't know if, to me, is that the start or the finale? Like, to me, what I could see is you start off with the wedding and you're trying to see them all get to the wedding and how they got there, and that's how you can tell those stories of what they've been doing. And I think that's a way that you could tell, like, I'm just thinking of, like, let's say Kirkland, they got all those actors together for like a week and like, hey, let's do this wedding set piece and shoot everything we can here and sprinkle that throughout the season instead of one episode where they're all together. Or maybe that's the reverse, where that's the finale and they're building up that hype, right? It's the finale of seeing everyone together again. But yeah, I think that's the problem for me, is I loved all the linking storylines, and this doesn't sound like that. It just sounds like, okay, we can do season 3, we can get these actors back, but we can't really have them together. But it's not like the MCU where it's like, oh, well, we'll shoot them on separate days and CGI them together. They're not doing that. They're doing, well, we can't really do X, Y, and Z, so Rue's over here in a storyline that I don't care about. Jules in art school, sure, but it's just the same thing. It's like, well, I want to see Jules and Rue interact, right? Like, I don't... A lot of these pitches sounds like if they would have said Euphoria was over and here's the spin-off shows of all these characters. It does not sound like this show. And maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Maybe this is just like how we meet them all, and eventually they do all link up again. That's just what we're hearing, right? But even so far, these storylines by themselves are not that. Maddie in Hollywood, fine, but like much to Mike's point, the last thing Sam Levinson did was The Idol, and The Idol was awful. And that had a lot to do with, you know, musical acts and that the biz and drug use. So it's like, oh, Maddie in Hollywood, that doesn't interest me at all. Nate's always a great, like, I hope Nate's a great character. Like, he's just a fucking, I don't know, like a catter or a powder keg. So whatever he's doing, whatever he's up to, like, I think we're gonna get good stuff there. And I think Jacob Elordi's like even a better actor than he was when Euphoria was happening. So I'm pretty fine with I just feel like whatever they give Nate, they usually got good stuff there. The Cassie thing, it's like all right, like I don't know how I can how I can say this, right? Like, okay, of course, men, women, lots of people when they see Sydney Sweeney. Oh, I just died of your tonight. And don't get me wrong, of course, when people are on the screen and good-looking people and they get naked, it's great to see, right? But for me, and this is what yeah! I think this is a compliment that I'm trying. So if people think I'm trying to be misogynistic, I'm not. I'm at the point where I don't need to see Sydney Sweeney naked. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure like it'll always be great and great to see. But I mean, like, I kind of understand why younger actors do that, or why even the Cassie character would do that. But these storylines of, oh, she's an OnlyFans, and because that was rumor, oh, she's gonna be naked a lot in the season. It's like, cool, but now, you know, political stuff aside, when Sydney Sweeney's on my screen, I know she's a great actress, and I want to see her doing those great things, right? So this whole, like, obsessed with social media and OnlyFans, I get it. That definitely is a commentary to stuff that's going on. But also it's just an excuse to show Sydney Sweeney's tits for 8 episodes, and it's like, you know, great and all. But it's like, that's not, like, that should say something. Where to me, like, if there's an actress that's not good, it's like, okay, all you have is them just doing naked stuff and being very racy. Okay, sure. But, like, that's not why I watch Sydney Sweeney anymore, right? It's because look at that episode with Nate, with the bathroom door when she's trying to break in. Look at the episode when she's drunk. You know, like, that's where it's like, okay, she can be a versatile actress given the right script. But it's like, oh, she's obsessed with social media and she's an OnlyFans. It's like, all right. Like, I feel like I know what we're getting. That just, to me, we'll have to see it, right? I guarantee you the scenes with her and Nate will be challenging. I think the scenes of them married and, like, whether they're going through counseling or fighting, I think that's where you'll get the good acting. But her storyline, if it's not including the Nate stuff, doesn't, like, that sounds like stuff Sydney Sweeney could fucking daywalk through now, you know? So it's just, I don't know. I have to see this all. I hope it's just them kind of giving some breadcrumbs, and I hope it is, we do get a lot of the characters together. But if we don't, then I think it will be regarded as a, you know, maybe we shouldn't have done this. But at the same point, do we think it's not going to do well? Euphoria season 1 and 2 did great, and now these people are bigger stars than they used to be. So it's like, I feel like it could do double whatever Euphoria. Like, I think whatever records Euphoria had will easily be broken by this season. We'll have to see at the end of it, right? But I think they're kind of playing with house money right now. So
for sure, yeah, no, I completely agree with majority of your points there. I feel, you know, to sound like that sleazeball to defend the Sydney Sweeney OnlyFans.
I think OnlyFans great.
They're hard workers. I feel like though, like that kind of fits the character of Cassie. Like she's been very insecure with herself, and like obviously very beautiful character. You know, Sydney Sweeney in the role, but like also just like that's been like using her image as like her weapon. Like it's fit the character. Like that's kind of her one thing that she like can kind of feel confident about, that she has that. So like if she is addicted to social media, I feel like that is kind of where Cassie was at. 'Cause she was always just trying to maybe think of herself in like a, what's the best way to describe, like her character struggles, like her mental issues in that season is like a confidence thing. And I think plenty of people that are addicted to social media kind of have that, because they're living vicariously through other people that they're seeing on social media, or maybe just constantly comparing themselves to people that they're seeing on social media. So like that there kind of fits the character, I think, of Cassie. And you know, if she's you know, she's a beautiful lady, it's established in the first 2 seasons very clearly. And if she's getting like, I don't know, money and attention by doing stuff like that, by using her body to profit off of, like, I feel like that does fit the character. But you're not wrong, she is a fucking phenomenal actor, and like she could daywalk her way through all of that
episode stuff. Maybe, you know, that's my worry, is like maybe 2 episodes, because would you imagine she's probably not gonna, this is gonna be a secret thing, right? Like, would Nate know about this? Like, I feel like there's a prime episode of him finding this account, right?
Yeah.
And losing his shit. I feel like that has to be the route we go down.
Yeah, I also just picture like him not really caring too much about
too.
her to begin with. So
You still think about Jules?
yeah, absolutely.
Better happen.
Man, it's funny. The more we talk about these characters and just kind of like where they're at, I'm like, man, I actually am very excited for the season now because there's just there's some freak shows in that show.
Yeah, and even if the show ends up being bad, we'll be there and it'll be fun reviews when us. So yeah, look out in April. We'll be there Sunday night. Dylan says, "Fucking hell, that GIF is loud." I know. That'll make my fucking Christmas mission to re-edit that GIF and bring it down. Dylan says, "What's gonna have more tits, Euphoria season 3 or Silent Night?" Yeah, preview for a retrospective. Man, obviously tons of 80 movies had tits, but you could tell the director on the set, like, I just want a bunch of naked girls as much as I can. There's
like I was
so
watching The Room.
unnecessary nudity in that movie. So look out for our Christmas retrospective. But anything else on this?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take our last ad break and we'll talk about some trailers and we'll be right back. And we are back. All right, Kirkland. So we got the Bone Temple. We got Ready or Not, Here I Come. Game of Thrones, Seven Kingdoms. And then for myself, we'll be talking about the Boys' final season. The Boys. Not that show. The Boys' final season quickly. But yeah, what do you think about some of these trailers?
Yeah. Where do I want to start? I'll start with Game of Thrones. I feel like the show's been very back burner, simmer, low temp for me this whole time. This is the first time I watched the trailer. It was just today, and feels like Westeros. I don't know. I like it. It's got the it's got the like the lens of a Westeros show. Obviously, hearing like terminology, the Targaryen stuff like that. Like it just by hearing all that stuff and even just like the set designs and stuff, like it does feel like a Westeros show. Even though like the levity of it feels a lot lighter than I think what was it called? House of the Dragon, and then obviously the original show was really feeling like. I still feel like it'll be mature, but it definitely feels like a different tone, and I'm down. I don't know. It looks good. I think it's gonna be just well made. They really know how to make these Game of Thrones shows immerse the viewer in these shows, and that's something that Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon did phenomenally, and I trust that they're going to do it again here. This guy seems so familiar. I feel like I've seen him in something before, but maybe not. Maybe he's just got that very generic protagonist face to him, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, I'm not like 10 out of 10 hype, but I'm pretty excited for this. I love pretty much all these Game of Thrones shows. Well, I guess it's only been House of the Dragon since, but I absolutely loved it. So I'm down that we're doing another one. And like arrow wise, do you really know kind of where we're at?
So
I haven't really done my
before
source
Game of Thrones.
material research.
I think it's said in the trailer 100 years before Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay, well there you go. I was half watching clearly, but for what I was half watching, it was really good. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I am on the opposite end. I've not
Oppenheimer
seen
end. You did not
I'm
like?
on the opposite end. I've not seen much for this. This is like my first full trailer, I think. And yeah, I'll have to see. You know, we'll see what happens with Taylor's baby, because he's like, oh, I don't know if I'll take too much time off, and if he doesn't, great, because I don't know how much I want to review this show. The
You said that
levity.
for House of the Dragon though, right? Didn't you jump onto that one as we?
I did, because Game of Thrones ended, sucked. I was out, and then I watched House of Dragon, and I got back in. So if Taylor's not around, I'll watch it. But that's all the seriousness, the levity and the jokes. Like, this guy doesn't look like this was not working for me. I think maybe it's something that could work better in the show, but in the trailer, I don't know. It definitely, looked like Westeros, had that feel, but the actual content did not feel like, and maybe that's it. Maybe because I see Mikey says the novels are based on really good. Maybe that is a different section of Westeros, because I'm sure it's like Star Wars and Marvel, where people go, oh yeah, we need our different genres or slices of that. I really don't. I need just the same old serious Game of Thrones, just with different people or different eras. But this, I don't know. So I might give it a chance, at least to premiere. If Taylor's not, then I'll buckle up. I'll be there. But it's, I don't know. It was I just think I felt like for this being the second Game of Thrones spinoff, I didn't feel the pull like, oh, I gotta watch this. But yeah, like you said, with House of Dragon, I was iffy on it when it started, then it hooked me in. So maybe this will do the same. And this one's only 6 episodes, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I was not jiving completely with the trailer. So
yeah, that's fair. what was I gonna go? Oh, the joke where he's like it's like the very start of the trailer when he's talking to whoever, and then he like leaves, and then he goes out the wrong door. He's like, oh, not this way. That was like the start of the trailer,
Oh
and
my
that's where I'm like, oh
God.
god, yeah,
Yeah,
this
I
doesn't,
did
this
not-
feels goofy. This does not feel like regular. And even so, yeah, I guess I agree with you to that extent. And when he at the end, he's like just shouting at the people in the stands. It's like, is this really what night ship is? Like you know, ship. I'm butchering the line, but says something along those lines, and it just goes to everyone kind of looking at each other. I'm like, man, this guy's not seen Game of Thrones. Nobody fucking gives a shit about honor in this world or anything about that. And if this is what the whole show is kind of set up to be, like, it's okay. Yeah, I'll be there. We'll see how this goes. So I think it was more just the idea of getting another Game of Thrones show helped me just overall with my excitement of the trailer here. The other one that I was gonna go to next, unless you wanted to
No.
veer us,
Take it.
Ready or Not 2. I never saw this movie originally when you guys were hyping on it and telling me to go see it, and then I think a year or two ago, I think actually, yeah, this year or last year, I saw it for the first time and really, really loved it. It was really, really fun. This is one where I think the trailer, it was okay, but like I'm just excited for it because like, yeah, I like more of the same. I love Elijah Wood. Let's get him in there. I like some of the characters that are going to be hunting our bride here. She has a little compatriot now, her sister. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a fun time. I don't know. I didn't really need any crazy trailer in here. Thought the trailer was okay, but I'm just kind of excited that this is the thing, and it's a good formula for a fun time.
Yeah. I was.
You're on the
again-
Oppenheimer side again?
I'm on the Oppenheimer side again. I think this just felt. I like the directors. Love Samara Weaving. I'll give it a chance. Theaters, I'll wait for reviews. I think for me, it's just that first movie ends, and I go, and they announce, oh, we're doing a sequel. It's like, okay, how do you do a sequel to that, right? Just the way it ends, pretty closed book or closed book. I think so,
Yeah.
right? Sure, closed book. The two ways as far as, oh, well, you beating hide and seek just open up a whole different game. And it's literally just another game. I was like, all right, that's the best we can do is, oh, because you survive this game, you go to a different game. All right, fine. And then the character's like, doesn't matter. I'm not going to play. Kill me. It's like, okay, we won't kill you, but we'll kill your sister. It's like, okay. And I'm going to say, who knows? I haven't watched that first one. If they mention a sister, didn't feel like she was a big deal. This was also a wedding party or wedding. It was a wedding, right? So it's like she had no family. Kind of assumed she was her own. I'm sure they're going to give some fucking quick backstory about how they're stepsisters and one dad didn't love her, X, Y, and Z, and they're going to get there. But for me, this whole trailer just felt like super lazy. Looked like it'll be fun enough, the actual stuff, but just looked like more of the same. I was kind of hoping, because I feel like that happens a lot, where it'll be like, oh, I don't know about this. How do we do a sequel to this, right? And then I see the trailer, like, okay, you got me. This gave me a lot of, which was a movie I won't say despised, but a movie I despised my time watching was Another Simple Favor, which was a very tough watch. You haven't seen the sequel yet.
Never watched it. Nobody's convinced me to watch it
the
yet.
first one?
Oh yeah, Simple
Yeah,
Favor.
yeah.
Come on, it's on theaters.
Don't ever. It was one of those where it was like, man, I made a grave mistake.
You like the first one, right?
Yeah, love the first one. I thought, like, okay, love maybe a bit too much. Like, I think it's like really good. I had a really good time with that first movie,
I agree.
and the second movie I did not. So I just hope at least the good times are there. But it just felt like the same way with that movie. It's like, I don't know how you do a sequel. And then when I watched the sequel, it's like, oh, you can't. You just need some more money. And you guys want to go to Barcelona and Amazon Prime paid for it. Cool. Same thing here. It's like, okay, this guy he parted ways from the Screen 7 job. Maybe you just need another gig. Let's do this. So, or wait, no, I might be messing them up, actually. I'll take that back. I don't think it's him. So take back whatever I said about the director. But this trailer wasn't doing it for me. I'll need to hear reviews if I go pay money for this at the theater, which I want to. I prefer to see movies in the theater. I just also don't want to waste my time, so.
Yeah, nobody wants to.
No, nobody wants to.
I don't know where I was gonna transition for that, but Bone Temple.
Yeah.
I definitely want to rewatch 28 Years Later because I haven't since the theater watch. Even just watching this trailer, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't even remember specifics. What's going on with these Jimmies and
Good Jimmy
what's going
now.
on? Yeah. So I like the trailer. I'm already gonna see this. I really like the first film. Well, I guess it's not the first film. This is gonna be a trilogy, right?
Depending on this does, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like 28 Years Later. Really great time. I like what was set up there. Love me some big floppy alpha. So
He's back,
yeah,
baby.
he's back, and yeah, just what's this actor's name? I want to say Rise. Is it Rise?
Ray
No.
Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes. There we
Yeah.
go. I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of Dr. Connors from Amazing Spider-Man. That's what I'm thinking of. What's that actor?
Iphans, whatever. His
Yeah,
name is.
yeah.
yeah.
How's the dragon guy?
Yeah,
And
Otto.
Venom Last
He's
Dance,
fucking great.
actually.
Yeah, playing not the lizard.
Yeah, playing out the lizard. But what was I even going with that? Oh yeah, just his characters. Ray Fiennes. I really don't know what else to say. It looks good. I'm down. I'm there day one. So yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed this trailer. It's funny too, people are starting to actually see the movie now. They screened it because that's what I was talking about before in the opening. This movie's out in January. So it feels like it's next year. That's like in a month we're going to be seeing Bone Temple. So it's not that far away.
You're gonna be seeing Alpha.
Yeah, you excited for Alpha?
Oh, I'm so excited for Alpha, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about it all. I want to learn more about Ray Fiennes' character. I thought that was a great character in the last one. The Jimmies look like after Sinners. I've got high supply on Jack O'Connell. I'm a Jack O'Connell stan now, so I'm excited to see it. And the good thing is it's not just like, oh, he's playing another villain that's the same type. Just looks like it's like a variation of, okay, he has a villain performance again. That's gonna be something different. I'm excited to see what Spike does with these Jimmies and where it goes there. We'll be excited to see whatever Cillian Murphy gets in there. So no, I just think the dynamics of, even though it's just been one movie, just seeing the Jimmy, the main Jimmy, Jack Connell, and then Ray Fiennes, it feels like a crossover already. Like it's weird, it is just a sequel, but the way those movies ends, it feels like the Doctor you may never seen again, and then like this Jimmy's supposed to take you on a whole new adventure, and it's just a thing of, okay, how do we get it back there, right? Does the character get hurt in Spike? Even though I think Spike would register, these people are probably a threat, so why would you want to tell them about the Doctor? Or are they already heading to the Doctor and Spike is going to keep that to himself and maybe help him out? I don't know. And then this whole thing, which I honestly was not expecting at all, or at least right now, when Ray finds somebody, I think I have a cure, didn't think that was going to be a storyline going into 28 years later too. I thought it was kind of like, okay, we're stuck now. Like it's been 28 years later. I think the whole cure option is gone. I think we're just going to be sectored off and that's it. So to me, I was taken aback. I was like, oh yeah, I'm working on something, and maybe the Alpha, and I wasn't sure if he shot the Alpha or the Alpha was standing there not attacking, and just all this stuff. And Ray finds something like, oh, I wonder what they see. So there's some good stuff there. I'm excited. Obviously, it's not the exact same. It's not the same director. It's not Danny Boyle, but I do like some of Nia DaCosta's work, so I'm hoping it's good. But yeah, I've heard some reviews that are positive but say it's going to be another divisive movie. So I don't know what's going to happen. And same thing, I don't know what they're going to do with Cillian Murphy. So
yeah, I don't know.
Was that all the trailers that you are also watching?
The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys. Yeah, very excited for this. There's a couple things I'll just say, like with Butcher, I feel like in the finale they left a certain way, and in this trailer just felt like we're back to status quo. So we'll see. But yeah, it's one of these things, Kirkland, you might have heard through the grapevine, but when we review these shows, I think this was a show that was getting better until that fourth season. And to me, that was a big step down. So now it's like my hype for season 5 could have been at a different level at one point, but now I'm kind of going trepidatious. So yeah, I'm liking the storylines. It pretty much looks like we're going to take down Homelander. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to trust them that season 4 was almost like a setup season in the finale, or maybe just a stumble and they're going to get back to, like, I have more game tape on them to trust them than I have not to trust them, right? So I'm kind of hoping they land these storylines. Looks like there's a couple storylines we're kind of finally seeing through, which is good. And I'm always excited to see more Anthony Starr's Homelander, because that is one of the best TV performances, I'll say, of all time. I think he is a tremendous character actor. Well, I'll take that back. And he's not a character actor in that sense. He's done a great job with said character and made this character feel like a real life thing. Obviously, this is going to get very political. But yeah, so far, what I'm seeing, it looks good. That's coming out, I think, also in April. So I think in April, I was talking to you guys about this, but I think we're going to have Daredevil, The Boys, and Euphoria all running at one time. It's going to be it's gonna be a juicy month. It's gonna be lots of stuff going on. So
You know, that sounds
What the
like
hell is this stuff?
Gasoline.
and that's the best way to end it right there. So that's our thoughts. That's our weekly geek for this. Next week it should be Dylan and Kirkland, unless there's no news, because obviously it is the Christmas season. Or is it next week? You guys have that? No, maybe I'm wrong.
2 weeks, 23rd.
What's next? Who's weekly geek next week? Is Dylan and Taylor, the
Dylan
Weevil
and Taylor.
Boys. There you go. Today was the Perk Boys, right?
Perk
We
Boys.
dropped a couple of Kirks there, so yeah, we still got that. And the same thing too for the next couple of weeks. I think next week there will be news for your and Dylan's cast. If there's not news, we also got something to release because around Christmas might get a little slower, but we'll see. And then not this weekend, but I think the next weekend of the 20th, I think we're doing after 9. So, but yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing some Patreon stuff, and then after that, video game awards. And I promise you, it'll all be boring.